Welcome to Podcastville. This podcast is brought to you by Blue Apron, Jack.
Oh, love it.
Let me explain something to you. Blue Apron is the best home delivery service out there.
I don't want to leave home.
Lee, how good is Blue Apron?
Delicious. It helps you learn how to cook fresh, nutritious meals.
Yep.
For less than $10 per person per meal, Blue Apron will deliver seasonal recipes along with proportioned ingredients to make delicious home-cooked meal. You customize your recipes each week on your preferences. Blue Apron has several delivery options, so you can choose whatever one fits your needs. Do me a favor. Check out this week's menu, and I'm going to give you $30 off. Menu. And I'm going to give you $30 off your first meal with free shipping.
No shit.
By going to blueapron.com/Joey.
Wow.
You'll love how it tastes, you'll love how it feels, and you'll love creating incredible home-cooked meals with your family with Blue Apron. So don't wait. That's blueapron.com/Joey. Blue Apron, a better way to cook. Number 2, let me explain something to you people. Things are bad all over. When you drive for the ride-sharing app, every trip can feel like a walk in the park. With Lyft, you can pick your own hours.
Oh, I love it.
And drive when you want.
Yep.
Lyft can make driving the best gig in the world. Do you understand me? Lyft knows that their drivers are what keep them moving. So they do everything they can to make sure their drivers are happy on every trip.
They're the happiest drivers. They're happier than the other drivers.
Best. So join the ride-sharing company that believes in treating its people better. Go to lyft.com/Joey today, and you can get a $500 new car driver bonus.
Damn.
A new driver bonus. That's lyft.com/Joey, and you can get a $500 new driver bonus. Again, lyft.com/Joey. Limited time only. Terms apply. Get it together.
I met my Lyft driver the other day. A guy got his card. Keeping in touch with me. He's writing a book about Lyft.
I love it.
Yeah. The Adventures of Lyft.
It's the church of what's happening now. Greg Fitzsimmons, my favorite Jew. Comedy store, and both go to the same place.
You and Ralphie?
Keep that music going. Keep that music going. Me, Ralphie, Ricky Cruz, one of the girls, we'd all go to the same place, the house, with different cars, and we'd always beat Ralphie by 20 minutes. And one day we found out that he would shoot the Gower, go through the drive-thru at Jack in the Box, and get a couple boxes of jalapeno popper and eat them on the way to the fucking house. Then when he walked in, he'd go, "What the fuck?"
Here.
Labor or conceivement?
No, the conceivement is once those drums kick in. That's when the baby crowns.
Oh my God.
But leading up to that, this murky stuff, this is for breathing.
Greg Fitzsimmons in the fucking house. The Irishman, fresh from New York, 4 months. The summer, dead of August. Humidity.
Yeah.
You go home, you wash, you got dirt in your hair, but you're still in the greatest city in the fucking world.
It makes up for it. All the shit people complain about in New York, it's like, those are details. The headline is that my soul is alive. I'm creative. I'm writing new shit. I'm bumping up against Asian girls with open-toed sandals on the subway, looking down, pretend I'm checking my phone, but I'm really looking at those nubby little yellow toes. Oh, with the good fucking not self-manicures, no paint, just the natural color of the toenail.
Makes you want to go to one of those human trafficking joints over on Burbank Boulevard. Pay a chick the extra 20 to whack off on her toes. You know what I'm saying?
Sweetie, one on the floor, one on the table. Let's split those feet up.
Listen, those fucking third world nations over there. You know, I always drive through either Burbank Boulevard or Magnolia.
Yeah.
I go to jiu-jitsu, and I either take Magnolia or Burbank Boulevard. And I can't tell you how many times I'll be somewhere and I'll notice a new massage parlor.
Yep.
And I'm always this close to walking in one. I go to one, but I go in there with my wife. It's right over here. They really do a fucking job for
yeah.
They got a happy hour.
29
12
bucks.
to 3.
Yeah.
Oh, you think you're in heaven.
Unreal. Plus,
They take your shoes off. They soak your feet.
Yeah. Yeah.
They rub from your knees down. They
Yep.
put your hips back in place.
Yep.
They rub your hands, your forearms, your neck. They twist your fucking neck. Then they take you in the other room and they rub you down. They put hot stones on you for the small 40.
And they give you
for
a
an
fucking
hour
hot
15.
cup of tea
A
on
hot
top
cup
of
of
it.
tea.
Yeah.
That place is tremendous.
And here's the other tip.
I got
If
a punch card.
If you're going to go to one of these places, get there before 3 o'clock because they're not changing out the sheets. So you want to be the first nude guy on those sheets.
This place is tremendous.
They may change the face rest, but they're not changing.
No, they change everything.
Yeah?
Yeah, they change. I've been going there. A kid from jiu-jitsu said, go to this place.
Yeah.
I was like, tell me the truth. I'm not going to get a hand job. I go, don't make me go to a place there because that place is next to a little store I go to.
Yeah.
And the two sons always talk to me about sports and comedy and shit. So if that's a massage parlor joint, a hand job joint,
Yeah.
please don't fuck with me because I'll be embarrassed if I walk out of it and they see me.
Yeah.
And one day I was in the store and I asked the guy if he heard anything about that. I'm thinking of going over there just to cover myself. And he goes, people love it. It's fucking busy all the
There
time.
you go.
And they had a sign that said happy hour. 12 to 3, $20. Neck, feet, and legs or something. Shoulders or something. You get it. You never went over there with me.
No, I haven't.
Oh, you got to buy him a gift certificate for that place.
He won't go. His girlfriend won't
Oh,
go.
we did Zeal when we had Zeal.
I know, but you'll do Zeal. But I don't know, they're Chinese people and, you know, maybe they're immigrants.
You're the only one who like you only like Chinese people.
I know.
I like all Asians.
I'll take you over there with me one
Thank
day.
you.
Because if not, he won't go. He won't be allowed to go.
Oh, you think
She'll whip him and stuff.
What are you talking
I
about,
went to a
Zeal?
place. My wife gave me a coupon for I live down in Venice, and right on Lincoln Boulevard. You know, there's all kinds of shacks on Lincoln Boulevard.
Oh, they do have shacks down there?
Oh yeah, so she gives me this coupon. She got it in the mail. You know, one of those value pack envelopes that comes stuff. You clean your carpets and you go get a fucking Whopper with cheese and dry cleaning. It's like all those coupons. And one of them is for this Thai massage place. So it's my birthday, and she sends me over there, and I walk in, and there's this cute little tiny Thai girl behind the counter, and she leads me back to the room, and take off your clothes, get under this towel. So I'm laying face down, and I wait. A few minutes goes by, and then I hear the door open, and you ready? I'm ready. And then she starts rubbing, but it's like she's fucking strong. Like, this is not what I expected from this girl. And she's working elbows and knees, fucking, deep. And I was like, wow, this is. And then gets to the ass and starts oiling it up, doing some deep circles, like round, to the point where I'm going like, did I take a dump today? Where you start worrying about your hygiene and how it smells back there. And then she goes she gets in that crease between my ass cheek and the leg. She's got her finger in there, and then there's like a little ball graze, and I think, uh-oh. Then she gets the other cheek, same thing, rubs it, oils it, gets in that crease, second ball graze. Now you got my attention. slaps me on the ass. You turn over, which is foreplay for a lot of guys in America. Those 3 words, you turn over. I turn over. I look up, and it's a dude with lipstick on. Asian dude, long hair, lipstick on. It's not the woman from the front desk. And he starts rubbing my thighs, front of my thighs.
Are you putting me in?
I swear to Christ.
Why are you telling me this? You know I did like 10 stars tonight. The sting of mushroom.
I swear to
You're
Christ.
scaring me right now.
And so the dude's rubbing my thighs, and he starts to go on the inside, and I start to feel a little pressure. And then he didn't go for it. And to this day, I think, I don't know what would have happened. Like I can't look you in the eye and say that no was on the tip of my tongue at that moment. I think I would have said no.
It was the lipstick. It was the lipstick. When you're laying on your back, anybody shows up with lipstick, you let them suck your dick. You know what I'm saying? Or you could fucking Attila the Hun could show up with lipstick on and flowers and they're sucking dick. That's just the way it works.
Yeah, you can put a lipstick on a pig. Absolutely.
You didn't react?
Once I see the lipstick,
Yeah, I'm done.
that's when I told the sidekick of death, and I run the fuck out of there. And then the cops come, and I tell him he tried to suck my dick. He had no, I didn't, but he got lipstick on. I mean, it's not like you only go to a fucking hot dog eating contest. You know what I'm saying?
They're gonna check your dick for lipstick. See whether or not you.
One day, I went to jiu-jitsu like 2 days in a row, and I couldn't walk.
Yeah.
And I got up that morning, I knew exactly what time it was. I dropped Mercy off, I got breakfast. I sent some emails, and at 11 o'clock, I went over there. I walk over there, and every China guy is busy. But the best one over there is the girl. She's like a weightlifter.
Yeah. Chinese weightlifter girl.
Yeah, she's strong, and she's very sweet. I really like her. The guys are cool, too. But don't go on Wednesday. She's not there on Wednesdays. And I went in there, and I've been going there, and I took my wife there when she hurt her back, and now we go together, and it's a great time. They got a TV, we watch Law & Order. Chinese people love Law & Order SVU. They love it. Black people like Red Lobster. Chinese people love Law & Order SVU. Go to any Chinese restaurant, they got SVU on, trying to figure out the crime. Oh, they know it already. They wrote the script. You know what I'm saying? These New York cops, they're looking for details. They know exactly who raped the broad. Those fucking Chinese people. They're savages.
You go down to Chinatown. That's what when they're really stuck. They take that fucking.
So I go over there the one day about 2:30. This was like I was high. And I was kind of bored. And I said, let me go get a fucking massage. I'm going to go do this. I had to fly the next day, something. And I went over there. This had to be 4 months ago. And I went over there, and there was no parking in the fucking thing, and there was no parking on that street.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm fucked. So I found parking like a block away. I walked over, sure enough. Come back in 25 minutes. Or sit for 25 minutes. I go, fuck this. And I go, there gotta be another one of these that don't want to fucking suck your dick. You know what I'm saying? And I made it. I went down Lancashire, and I made a U-turn. I saw like 2 of them. I went to the Thai one first, and the chick was too brown for me. Like something was wrong with her. She had gotten, like, somebody left her under the fucking sun tanning boot for 3 days. Something was wrong with this chick.
Wait a minute. You won't go to a masseuse because she's too dark.
No.
Asian woman?
I said the word wrong. Something was wrong with her.
Oh, okay.
Like something was wrong with her skin.
Right.
And Greg didn't even get up when he saw the dude.
She had to be.
Right, I know.
She had to be. No, I said it wrong. I'm very sorry if I insulted anybody. She was like those people that you put under a sun tanning thing.
Yeah.
And they've been under it for 30 years.
Oh, like dried out and wrinkled.
Like orange almost.
Yeah.
It was orange. Like I never saw anybody that skin color, you know. And I went in there and I just smelled the sperm.
Yeah.
Like I had a mild smell of sperm.
You pull out your
she
black
had a creepy
light.
look on her face.
Yeah.
And I just took a menu. I just said, look, I want to come back with my wife. And I took a menu. Okay, thank you. What time you open till?
Right.
And I got in the car and I split. And there was one 2 blocks down that I've always wanted to check out. I've been going to that fucking ha-ha for 9 fucking years. And that spot there, I've heard 1,000 creepy stories. But I've also heard that there's chicks in there that give great fucking massages.
Yeah.
I've heard pro and con that they try to give. No, I've heard both. Well, It took me 3 minutes to know. I could smell the air of sperm.
Oh, yeah.
There were two chubby dudes sitting there waiting to get massages, and they had like an embarrassed look on their face.
Yeah.
Like somebody would go, Joey, is that you? These guys didn't want me to know who they were, and they didn't want to know who the fuck I was. The lady said, you have like a 30-minute wait. I said, I'll be back.
Yeah.
Ping. And that was it. My curiosity was settled.
Yeah, if there's a double door with a lock on it,
I have friends
and you're
that go
paying
to those
between
things.
like some bulletproof glass.
Yeah, I have friends that go to those things. Something's got to be. Like, I don't try. Unless you have, like, condom, the whole sack, and around the nuts, like, the up to your stomach.
I found something out.
What?
Because you know how Red Band a while ago said the thing about saran wrap?
Yeah?
That they do that because a condom in that place is like, it shows what you're going in there for.
Yeah.
So they get charged if you have condoms. That's why they have the saran wrap.
What do they charge you with?
I don't know. Probably it has to be like,
Prostitution.
for them. I don't know what it does for. Yeah, it's probably just prostitution.
Yeah, listen, I don't want nothing with saran wrap. I got a wife, I don't want nothing. If you're gonna put saran wrap on, there's a problem with your fucking life. You know what I'm saying? Whether they're gonna suck your dick with saran wrap, you're gonna stick it in a hole with saran wrap. Something is not psychologically correct with that.
Right.
I don't know. I see them today. I went and got gas just now.
Yeah.
I left the house at 1:45, and as I was pumping gas, there's one over there by my Gulf over there. That's my favorite gas station, across from the Mexican car wash, across from the potato tacos, Denny's, and the fucking massage parlor. That massage parlor's been there since day one. If you look at it, you're like, they've killed people in there.
Yeah.
Like they've sent the Chinese mob boss in there and they've stabbed them in there.
Yeah.
It's creepy. I've never ever seen a customer
Oh, it's like on the side of the street. There's like
across
nowhere
the
to
street
park.
from Scientology.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been there, right, for 20 years. You've never seen, you have to stop there. That's the busiest light in the valley. So you always stop there. You look around at the gas station. You look at the Denny's. You look at the potato taco place. You look at the car wash. Then you look at the massage parlor and go, who the fuck would step in there?
Yeah.
It's in between like an engine rotary place and like a fucking something else.
It's like a lawyer or a travel agent or something.
Something crazy.
Insurance?
And it just says massage. And years ago, before I got hip to that whole Lancashire Street, because there's a whole thing that was going on there. I don't hang out on Lancashire no more, so I don't know. When I moved to the Valley 9 years ago, Lancashire, they were running hookers there at night. And I didn't catch it at first, Greg.
Lancashire in North Hollywood?
Right there.
Yeah.
We'll go right. We could walk there.
Right.
I didn't catch it at first. And I kept saying, it's North Hollywood. Why am I saying all these cute little black chicks with hot pants on walking down Lancashire at 10 o'clock at night? They work them out of that hotel. Or they were working them out of that hotel behind the jiu-jitsu school by the old weed store I used to go to. Okay, so as soon as you cross Riverside and you cross the Habit,
It's on the right.
right there in that weightlifting store, there's a bodega, a weightlifting store, all that. There's a hotel behind that. If you make a right and see the hotel, you're like, oh yeah. Nobody ever knows there's a hotel back there.
Yeah, it's called like the Colony Inn or something.
The Colony Inn. I used to stand in front of the bar 3 nights a week.
Yeah.
And like an asshole, I go, look at this hot black chick at 11 o'clock at night.
Wonder if she's doing a spot.
And one day I finally put it together. I go,
Yeah.
oh. So that corner over there, when you stopped at the light, you look at it and you're like, okay, they give massages. But I get gas there. And way, way, way in the beginning, when I first started going there, a girl came out of there one day. And I gotta tell you, I wouldn't go in there.
You mean one of the masseuses came out of there?
I have no idea what she was. But if she looked like that, what her friends look like. You know what I'm saying? Birds of a feather flock together. You know.
Yeah. Well, I got a place in Venice that I go to. There's a car wash I go to right on Lincoln Boulevard by Washington. And you go in, and I don't know how it's so fucking cheap. I mean, what does water cost that they're doing car washes for fucking $9.99? You know, with 3 guys hosing it down and brushing it. They go out there. I give the guy a $5 tip. He looks at me like I just fucking paid his rent for the month. He's like, "Thank you." Like it's nothing. for what you just did. You're standing out in the hot sun, fucking hand polishing my car for 15 minutes.
For 5 weeks, I had that job.
Jesus. So
$7 an hour plus tips.
Yeah.
You figure it out.
Yeah.
Everybody gives you $1. They're driving a BMW.
Yeah.
You know, they're driving a rocket ship. They give you $1.
Yeah.
Some dude comes in with a Cadillac. He throws you a 20. Here you go, dog. Busted Cadillac, no license plate, air don't work. Car smells like a fucking dead stripper. But he throws you a 20. So when they see that, they go crazy.
Yeah.
You know?
So there's a massage place next door to there. So I drop the car off and I go, I'm going to be an hour. You know, let's just put it aside. When you're done, I'll take care of you. And then I walk right next door into this massage place. And it's like you said, the hot stones and your feet. And they spray the air with some kind of fucking eucalyptus spray. Little tea when you're done. And then I come back, and you always feel like $1 million when you just got your car washed. But when you just got a massage and your car washed, it's the greatest.
And you got a bag of weed, you don't have to go out that night, and your wife is making your favorite dish, like chicken cordon bleu with mashed potatoes or something. Who's better than you? And if you're lucky, she may look at you, give it a stabbing in the middle of the night. If the kid don't ask to sleep with you, you know what I'm saying?
Monday, man, it's the only way to start the week. Just... Because we work on the weekends, so we got to look at Monday as our
Monday's
weekend day.
our big day.
Yeah.
I still feel creepy about massages. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah.
I started getting massages. How long have I been fucking around with you, Lee? Maybe 5
6 years.
Yeah.
7 years almost.
Like 2 years after. Once I hurt my back, the place I go to, they give you a massage place. They give you a massage first, then they put you to the chiropractor. So you're nice and loose. They put fucking buzzers on you and shit. But the massage is Studio City.
Yeah.
They're not even hurting your feelings. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're like, rub me the fuck down. The chick won't shut the fuck up. For the small 20, she won't shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's LA, but it seems like there's a lot more acceptance for guys doing stuff like that now. Like, I don't remember a lot of guys getting massages and all that stuff when I was younger. But it seems like you can take care of yourself.
Yeah, in LA, it's amazing. No, New York is the same way. I know a lot of comics in New York do the Jack Shack thing.
Lee,
they're all over the village.
If you came to me tomorrow and said, I don't want to do the podcast no more, and I want to be a massage therapist, you know me, I giggle for 8 minutes and call you the fucking masseuse for a month. But after you graduate, you know, I don't know how old you are, Greg. I don't want to tell your age on the radio, whatever the fuck this is, podcast. But when I was growing up, all those tough guys in movies always got massages from the men.
Dudes, yeah.
From men, big burly guys.
Yep.
That were breaking their back and they'd have to go, Mel, knock it off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he had like a bottle of vodka next to him so he could do a shot while he was getting a massage.
Yeah.
So I would go to somebody, but between you and I, it's like me going to a doctor. I gotta know him for a while.
Yeah.
For me to really let everything go, like Dr. Wax, I walk in there, you know, we need to take blood. I trust everybody. I've been going there for 10 years.
Yeah.
The first 2 years, I would faint.
Yeah.
One time they shot me in the ass and I fainted. They had to give me 2 shots, one on each ass cheek. And I took the first one, and after the first one, I said, it's over. What you got? I left. One time they gave me a physical before the blood test. I left. I had to go back there on Monday. They had to call me at the house personally, Joey, you got to take the blood test. When I first started going to him, I wouldn't even walk in his office if a needle was involved.
Yeah.
When I went down there, I go, listen, this is what I'm feeling. If a needle is involved, let me know right now so I can leave.
It used to be a joke with us. Like, you'd postpone, like, the blood test, I think, like, 15 times or something.
Was it? Even when I started still with you?
Yeah, like, a couple years ago, you had to go for a blood test in, like, December, and it was, like, March. You're like...
I owed my knee doctor a blood test for 9 months. He kept calling me, Joey, when are we going to get that blood test? I got a call the other day from the shit doctor. The guy that wants you to put... I've been looking at this box for a month. They gave it to me since when I did my physical 60 days ago. They gave me another one of those boxes. When I turned 50, they gave me a box.
Why, is that standard?
Yeah.
The shit test?
When you turn 50, they mail you a box. First, they call you. And they try to fuck with you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you're driving the kids, you're thinking about going to Tampa tomorrow, you know, you're going to take the kids to Burger King after the soccer game. And all of a sudden the phone rings and you're like, Kaiser Permanente. And you're like, they're on the level. Kaiser, what's going on? Is this...
What's going on?
Yeah, is this Mr. fucking...
Mr. Kaiser?
Is this fucking... No. Fitzsimmons? Yeah, this is Mr. Fitzsimmons. Mr. Fitzsimmons, first off, I want to wish you a happy birthday. You're like, how did you know? Listen. As you're turning 50, your body ages, and we need for you to do us a favor. We're going to send you a box in the mail. I swear to God, I'm high as fuck. I'm on the 101. I'm minding my own business. I take the call just because I took the call because the baby was born at that hospital with that insurance.
Yeah.
So I took the call. And it was my wife's insurance, but I was under it. Even though I had SAG insurance, I went under theirs too. They were a lot fucking better. They gave the baby for free.
Yeah.
Not a dime.
Wow.
They paid for it at the company. That baby was free, Jack. Not a dime.
That's like $15,000 normally.
Not a dime, yeah.
Yeah.
Not a dime. So they called me and they said, we're going to send you a box. We'd like for you to return it with some feces in it. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? I'm on the 101 in traffic.
Who's feces?
I go, no. I go, what are you talking about feces? He goes, I need for you to go to the bathroom and take a little scoop out. Put it in a box and mail it back to us as a self-return postage box. It'll take you 5 minutes of your time. But not the insurance won't cover you 5 years from now, a bunch of shit. I go, listen, let me think about it, all right? Send me the box. Let me think about it. Let me look it over.
I'll consider
I
it.
want shit in a box. I got off the phone with that guy. I'm like, I'm not shit in no box. He's out of his fucking bird. About a month later, I go to my doctor for a physical, and on the way out, he goes, oh, by the way, Suzanne, give him one of those boxes.
Little kids.
And I'm like, what are you talking about? He goes, listen, we're going to give you a little box. We need for you to scrape your shit and put it in the box. I'm like, you with this fucking box now. He goes, why? I go, my wife's insurance company called me with the same fucking box story. I ain't shitting in no box. It's not happening. This is a felony.
Yeah, it is. It's a
It's
felony.
got to be a felony.
Yeah.
I know for a fact if you shit in a box and mail it to somebody in federal mail, you're going to get a year time. That's fucking a terrorist act. Piece of my shit after 4 or 5 days in the box, you open that with all those gnats in it and pieces of fucking stems and God knows what, yogurt covered fucking raisins that don't digest in your stomach. Though.
Chicken wings from the Comedy Store.
No, I won't eat nothing from the Comedy Store. I love the Comedy Store,
Yeah.
and I love those chefs and stuff. But
Yeah.
I think we've eaten one thing from the Comedy Store. That was it.
Yeah, I never ate anything from there.
I'm not even hungry at that time anymore.
Yeah, I've
I'm
never.
not even hungry at that time.
I think I've
anymore.
rarely pissed. I think I've pissed twice in all the years there. When I go to a club, I don't piss and I don't eat. I'm there to work, not there to have fun.
When you were in New York, did you do a lot of spots?
Oh yeah.
Did you enjoy riding and crashing?
Oh, you mean this summer? I didn't do a ton of spots this summer. I would do like I should lean into the mic a little more, huh?
Justin sends his love, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I spoke to.
told him.
Well, he's got to start playing hockey with me again. We used to play hockey together. Me and your agent, our old agent.
Our old age.
New York was tough because I would work 12, 14 hours writing on Crashing, and season 2 coming out, I don't know when. And I would be fucking exhausted, 12, 14 hours sitting in your director's chair, looking at the screen while the actors are over there, and then these long breaks, and they'd feed you all day, and then after 12 hours, I'd have a spot, 3 hours later, 10:30 at night, and I'd be like, fuck this. And I'd go out, I'd get on the L train into Manhattan, rent a city bike, take it from 14th Street down to the Village, park it, go inside, see Bobby Kelly, hang out with some good people. But still, by the time I got up, I wasn't even that into it. I was just like doing it, to make fucking $15. And then back on the city bike, back to the subway, back to Brooklyn, 10-minute walk to the apartment. And I was like, I can't do this. So I just started doing Sunday nights. That was the only night. I'd go out and do 3 or 4 spots on a Sunday. And then I'd go on the road on the weekends. I went out and did a few spots. But we were mostly working in the Village, shooting the show. Not mostly, but a lot of times. We'd work at the Comedy Cellar, the Village Underground, shoot out there. August, middle of the night, we're out there at midnight on fucking McDougal Street trying to shoot. And all the animals that are out there. Jersey, tourists from Jersey, people from the Middle East that want to, videotape everything.
There's something when people see a camera, it's
yeah.
When you're shooting something, it drives you nuts. When people see a camera, they have to do something.
What would you do if you were on vacation walking with your child?
Yeah.
And they saw a camera shooting. You guys live in Iowa.
You don't go.
It's the greatest thing in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you'd have to run the fuck over there and just to see what's going on.
Those people were okay. It was the guys from Jersey who wanted to make noise, and there'd be homeless people. And this was the racket. This one guy, and it happened to us a couple times. He comes up, and we're shooting. We got 200 extras on the street. We got 50 people on the crew. Union. Clock is ticking. Money's going down the tubes. And all of a sudden, we start shooting, and this guy goes, yeah. And we're like, wait for the take, do it again. As soon as we start shooting, what? And you realize he's fucking with us. You know, he's this homeless guy, and he's standing right across the street, and he's waiting. And there's nothing you can do. You could call a cop, but that dude's standing on McDougal Street at midnight. He can fucking yell. What are you going to do? And so we go on, and then finally one of the producers goes, I'll take care of him. I'll go give him some money. He walks over. Everybody stops and waits. You see him talking to him. He hands him some money. Guy walks away. I go, hey, well, that just fucking saved us a lot of money. I go, how much did you give him? He goes, $1.
Was there another homeless guy coming up
I
next?
said you could have held out for $5. We would have given you $6. And then you'd have a fight break out. There'd always be some guy from Jersey with his girlfriend. I don't want to say Italian, but you know they're Italian, and they're screaming at each other. And it was long nights. We'd get done at 5 a.m. sometimes.
Oh.
Yeah, it was crazy. That's the thing. It sounds fun working in TV, but the reality is, like, you gotta work your ass off.
Here's the deal with TV. When I first got here, you know, I'm a savage. You hire me, Greg, and I get on the fucking set, and I'm going, you know, I'm not working within 20 minutes. I would go nuts.
Yeah.
I didn't understand this whole concept about waiting.
Right.
I did an industrial in Seattle for AT&T where you carry boxes in the background.
For like their training materials?
Yeah, as they explain whatever the procedure, how to carry a fucking box or something like that. And then I got here and I did a pilot for CBS and I had no idea what I was doing. Like, no idea. No acting lessons. No nothing. I'm lying to you. I did a college film for a friend.
Yeah.
And it won the festival at the University of Colorado. It was horrible.
Uh-huh.
He just asked me, I'm going to send it to you. Keep it.
Dude, you gotta get that.
Oh, my God.
I would pay anything to see that shit.
God. I get hit in the head with a bottle, or I hit the head in a bottle. It's shot in a diner. But it was funny. I got sponsors, and I got like a lady to donate $5,000. She was starting up a taco salsa company or something. I was just thinking about that when the guy called and said, do you want a copy of that for your resume? So I got on the set here. I don't know what the fuck's going on. I had no fucking idea. But then over time, I watched other people, and the professionals, they don't say peep. You keep them there for 3 fucking days.
Yeah.
You know why? Because they keep themselves entertained.
Mm-hmm.
They come with everything. CD. If you have a trailer, you usually have, if it's a great HBO production or a high-end movie or a pretty good TV show, they have a TV with a DVR. Mm. Like a C, whatever the fuck that you could bring your own movies.
DVD player, yeah.
A DVD player. I'd bring 3 movies a day.
Yeah.
Bruce Lee movies, shit that you're not going to watch at home.
Yeah.
Shit that you're not going to watch at home in front of your wife or your kid that you haven't seen in 20 years, that you got some stupid emotional attachment to. If I know I'm going to have a 14-hour day on the set and I'm only going to shoot 2 scenes, that's what I'm bringing. Mm-hmm. Makeup, the tattoo. By the time they shoot it, the homeless guy going, You can watch 10 fucking movies.
Yeah.
A book, a notebook, reefer, mints. You come prepared. A pillow, a blanket, a sleep apnea machine. When I did The Longest Yard, after a week, I figured it the fuck out. I figured it out. It's not that they're making more money than you or anything. These guys are willing to stay in there all day. I did those movies with Dean Cain. I learned a lot from Dean Cain. A lot. I learned how to act on the set. He grew up in it. Mm. So you throw Dean Cain a 20-hour day, he'll take that and spit it out. He does everything. He knows his lines. And I asked him why he was so good. He said, because of Superman. Superman was 16. They had that lunatic on the set. Who was that chick that was on the show?
Right.
So she turned out to be a nightmare. Those are 18-hour fucking days, 5 days a week. Can you imagine that, Lee? 18-hour days, 7 in the morning. You coming home at 11:30. 5 nights in a fucking row.
And you have to have the next day's things memorized.
Just they have a 12-hour turnaround, but those shows don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Back then, they didn't give a fuck. They paid the 12-hour turnaround then. That's $1,000 if you're an actor. To call you in before the 12 hours, boom, that's $1,000. I'd go in just to sit in the trailer and go, what a waste of money. They just fought it's called a forced call. Isn't it called a forced call?
Yeah.
Forced call.
But Greggy, you had to be there the whole day. You had to be there every second, it sounded like.
It wasn't too bad because we didn't have to be there for crew. Crew call was at an hour and a half before we had to be there. And so we'd show up, and it's Judd Apatow's, so we're fucking treated like kings. It would be a burrito truck, breakfast burrito truck out front with a whole craft services table, all fresh, skillet, a guy working the blender for you, making you vegetable drinks, whatever. And then you go inside, you work for about an hour and a half, and then the muffin man comes around. This guy would have a big basket filled with hot muffins. Pass those around just when you're hitting the hump. You have another cup of coffee, and then they would have a pre-lunch meal, which was a union thing. At like 11:30, they'd have like a little pasta station, maybe sausage and peppers, something like that. And then you get done. Then you'd be off for lunch. You get an hour for lunch, and if Judd's there, you're going to the best restaurant in New York.
The whole crew, no.
No.
Him and some of the actors, just the writers and producers.
Yeah, whoever. And then we come back and there'd be a late lunch. It'd be an after lunch.
How are you not 400 pounds?
I put this belly on this summer. I used to weigh 150. I weigh 158. It's this is the fattest I've ever been. And then you get dinner. You end up getting dinner a lot of times, and so you get treated right. And there was no drama on set. It was like everybody got along. Piece of cake. But it's still, you're putting in hours. A lot of time to think. Too much time to think,
So how many weeks was it for you?
We wrote for 5 weeks in L.A. in April, and then we went to New York in, I think, beginning of May. We were there May, June, July, most of August. Almost 4 months. But we, hanging out all day with fucking Attell, Artie Lang. Me and Artie hung out a lot. Me and Bill, I wrote an episode for Bill Burr, so he came in and got to hang out with him and his wife, Nia, who's fucking great.
Right.
And just me and Bill, we'd sit in his trailer for hours in between takes and just laugh, just fucking crack each other up. Who else would come in? Big J. Okerson. Yeah, a lot of guys. A lot of funny motherfuckers. And who had a lot of time to kill. So that was the upside.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's great for comedy.
Yeah.
It really is. You go to these clubs, and all these clubs, from the A rooms in the city to the fucking D rooms, are packed with comedy during the week.
Yeah.
My buddy Brian fucking runs that Laugh Factory in Chicago. Packed on the weekends with an open mic.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
They don't do headliners there, do they?
No.
They just get local guys coming
12-minute, 10-minute sets to a couple dudes.
Throw them a couple bucks, sell it out.
Sell it out. Old school.
Wow.
And everybody works. Everybody's fucking happy as a comic.
Yeah. No, comedy's knock wood, man. It's doing as good as it was during the comedy. Well, probably as big as the comedy boom back in the 80s, right?
Yeah. Are you still in love with it?
Not this year. I'm not happy with myself this year. I'm finally like getting excited about it again. But for those 4 months, I just wasn't doing stand-up. It was the longest I've ever gone. and it made me depressed. It was like, I realized it's built into my system. I need, as selfish as it is, I need to stand in front of a group of people and have them give me like positive reinforcement every fucking night. And for when I'm doing it one night a week, it just wasn't enough.
Really?
So now I've been back on the road the last month and a half, and I'm getting it back. I'm getting my mojo back. But that was the only time in my life I felt like I wasn't sharp. I wasn't, in control of what I was trying to do.
Remember that love you had the first 7 fucking years? It was greater than any love you could have for any woman.
Yeah.
Child, maybe not. But woman, when you think about your 3rd or 4th year in comedy, it's all you thought about.
Yeah.
It's all you thought about. You watch, it's funny, Lee always calls me, did you watch this guy's special? It just came out. Lee, relax. I've been watching specials for 30 fucking years. There's how many specials can you say verbatim? How many specials do you know verbatim, honestly? Anything? I know the Dice one verbatim. I know Rodney's one, and that's
probably Steve Martin's first
Yeah.
album. I used to memorize albums.
Yes, okay.
but not.
There you go.
But not one. So I guess I could do Steve Martin's Wild and Crazy Guy. I could do Cosby himself.
That's a good one.
There's not too many after that.
I was it something I
Eddie
said?
Murphy.
Richard Pryor.
Yeah.
Delirious.
Yeah.
I liked Andrew Dice Clay. I liked both Rodney, Young Comedian Special, along with Lenny Clark. And it was a mixture. It was like Lenny, Seinfeld, Dom Herrera, Kennison, Dice, Hicks, Barry Sobel, Carol Leifer.
Yeah.
Brilliant. That's the ABCs.
Bobcat.
No, Bobcat wasn't on
No?
that one. No. Bobcat was on one of them, but he wasn't on that special. It was fucking nuts. I rented the one so much that the video store just told me to keep it. Like, they're like, you can't be serious. You've already bought this thing 3 times. Take it. And there was one tape that I really enjoyed. You're not going to believe this. It was called Def Jam All Stars. And the warm-up to Little Man, Martin, was Joe Torre.
Joe Torre came before Martin Lawrence.
Like, Joe Torre would go up there first, do 10, 12 minutes, and then he would bring up Martin Lawrence.
Yeah.
Martin Lawrence would do 10 or 12 minutes, then he would host Def Jam. Joe Torre has a bit in there that is so fucking funny that I memorized. And whenever I see Joe now, I don't say hello, nothing. I stand next to him and I do the bit. And he just giggles, motherfucker. You still remember that?
He's still doing it, Joe Torre.
No. But he was like, how the fuck do you remember?
Yeah.
And I go, Joe, I watched that tape for a year and cried. You know, like that. That's when you come back. I would do like 2 sets in Boulder, 1 in Denver, 1 in Boulder. And then I would come home, get a package of Coke and snort Coke and write my goals. And I would circle the clubs I was going to play at someday. Someday I'll be good enough to play the Punchline in Walnut Creek. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was just circling these clubs, like Seattle. I still remember the Seattle underground circling.
Oh, that's back when you got that book that listed all the clubs in it?
The magazine.
The magazine, yeah.
The magazine.
Comedy USA or something?
It was put out by John Fox.
Yeah.
It was called Just for Laughs. And it was a little magazine that came out once a month. I started reading it maybe March in 1991. It really got me fired up. It was the beginning of Comedy Central.
I had a subscription to that shit. Every month they tell you what headliners were playing, what clubs, all around the country.
All around the
Every fucking club in the country told you what the lineup was for that.
Your dick got hard. As a young comic, your dick would get hard. Someday I'm going to fucking play at that fucking club. Fuck Lenny Clark.
Yeah.
Fuck Lenny Clark. I'm taking Lenny Clark's job. I'm better than Lenny Clark. I'm better than Lenny Clark. I'll show him. And then you go bomb at the fucking saloon the next day in front of 18 people. What a great fucking experience.
Yeah.
What a great fucking experience. if somebody came to me with that look in their eye and said, man, this is all I think about, dream about, I moved into my car, can you fucking lay it on me? I'd say, listen, the story I'm going to lay on you after this, I don't know if you want to be a comic. Like the first 2 years, 3 years of doing comedy, oh my God, Greg, it was fucking rough. 4 years, yeah, 4. 5th year, driving all around the country, doing triple runs. The other company, comedy, whatever, out of Nebraska. I was just mixing and matching. Yoda, I was going all over in a fucking car. The frame had already broken. I welded it back together. No, that pinga.
Yeah.
The fucking front bumper fell off.
Yeah.
And then one night before the Seattle comedy competition, it was raining out. My tires were bald. And I was doing 90 up a ramp because I was like number 4 on the lineup. And the fucking new Subaru stopped in front of me and I just rear-ended him.
Oh.
And the fucking car looked like a violin. It was done. I just pulled it over to the side, took my basketball out and walked over to the fucking Seattle comedy competition. I borrowed the keys from Josh Wolf, put the basketball in his car, told him we had to stop over there. The dude who bought the Subaru just looked at me and shook his head. He was like, do you even have insurance on this thing? What do you think?
He knew there was no upside to this experience.
If you don't understand the comedic experience, if you listen, God bless you. Maybe you do a year in your neighborhood. You move to LA, you're young and good looking, maybe you're just that funny. You come out here and all the pieces fall, and you're the TV, and you get a TV show, blah, 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 and you're great at doing 15-minute sets around town. And that's going to work out for you for solo until they put you in front of pressure in Las Vegas and you fold like a twig because you've never done an hour.
Right, or they give you a 1 hour special when you're not ready.
When you're not ready. And I chose the other route, like Greg did. We chose to muscle it out.
Yeah.
Hand-to-hand combat, whatever. Let's do this shit. One night you're at a pizza place, one night you're at the Improv. The next day you're in a basement and there's no water. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's fucking...
And people that aren't in it can't understand that pizza place... Like, you understand? No, this pizza place, this is the good one. This is a good fucking room. And they're like, you're playing in a pizza place. And they're like, you don't get it. You don't get it.
It wasn't even the pizza place. It was the audience.
Yeah.
And the set.
No, that's what I mean. Like, they didn't understand that, like, there was a pecking order to rooms. And, me and Rogan starting out in New England, we would drive down to a fucking clam shack in Narragansett, Rhode Island, because they had a fucking brand new sound stage, and then we'd get hot chicks, and we'd go down there, and, there was different rooms in Boston. One was in a vault. It was called the Comedy Vault.
Yeah, I went on a date there.
It was really?
Yeah.
It's the basement of an old bank, and they literally, you walk in, and there's a giant fucking vault, and you're sitting in a vault. That's how small it is.
Rick Doherty's vault.
Dick Doherty's Comedy Vault. And it was a fucking crazy... It was so good that even when I was getting paid, I'd work there for free, and I would have to stack chairs after my set. And I would still do it. That's how good it was. For fucking 30 people. But people don't understand. You're working in a What? You're in a basement? No, you don't understand. It's fucking... It's like heaven.
They don't. I wouldn't understand if you came to me.
But how long do you think it would have lasted for you guys? Like, obviously it took... I don't know how long it took to make it, but if you guys were now still doing open mics, do you think you'd still be doing it?
Well, 28 years? No,
there's a problem then.
Yeah.
Now you have to come to terms with yourself. But let me tell you something. What if you've always been a comedy enthusiast? And what if on Tuesday nights at the Red Onion they get 65 people, and the owner does a fucking open mic that he's been doing since Jesus left Chicago. He's got pictures of everybody who came through there and did a spot. He doesn't pay you. It's just a hot club, and it's been there. So what was I talking about?
Yeah, so why wouldn't he do it?
Like, I think you're going if someone did an open mic on Tuesdays every week for a while.
I blacked out there for a second. These stars were a little stronger than I anticipated this evening. You know what I'm saying? And that little
You look
mushroom.
like you just got pulled over by a
I'm telling
cop.
you, that mushroom took me for a loop there for a second.
I'm trying to save you, but I can't remember either.
Just reboot it. No, we were talking about like when you guys still be doing comedy. If right now we're still doing open mics.
No, but there's a guy somewhere that has a family, that has a job that he makes $160,000 a year.
Yeah.
His house is paid for. He's got 2 cars. He's got 3 beautiful kids. But he fucking loves comedy.
Sure.
And every Tuesday night, guess what this guy does? He goes down and he battles it out every Tuesday.
Yeah.
And guess what? He doesn't have a chance in fucking hell. He wouldn't have a chance, if he was. It just doesn't have a chance. But it doesn't matter.
No, it's like being in a garage
Yeah,
band. You're going to
those
stop
guys-
a guy from fucking
Yeah.
picking up a bass in
I
his
don't
friend's
give a
garage
fuck.
and jamming on a Tuesday
I don't
night?
give a fuck if
Yeah.
you're a hobbyist. There's comics who have said to me, "What the fuck?" There's people, bro, he's just a hobbyist.
Yeah.
Maybe he's got a wife. And maybe he came to terms that he's not going to fucking do this. He knows he doesn't have the time. And he's got 3 kids, whatever. And he just comes. There was a couple guys in Denver that would show up. And there was one guy in particular, a black guy, that sold insurance. He'd show up at this place, and was it in Boulder? And he sold insurance. Always came in with a nice suit. He'd do 15 minutes, have 3 drinks, hit on a couple of white chicks, and he'd leave. And I asked him a few times, "Do you want to go on the road on the weekend, do 15? Nah. Never interested me.
Yeah.
That's where it ends for me.
Yeah.
And when I went to Denver, I asked about him. They said he finally quit after 20-something years. And
Denver's got a lot of comics though that are like that have full-time jobs and a normal life, and they come out, and because that club is so good and there's other local clubs, they can sleep in their own bed every night and go out and do sets and not really hit the road that hard.
That was my plan till I got kicked out of the Comedy Works.
Yeah.
In 1994, Wendy was starting to like me. She was giving me star spots during the week. I was living in Boulder. My life was a fucking disaster. But comedy, it was starting to pick up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I was starting to get a gig once a month, $200 on the weekend. I'd do 4 sets during the week. I had a great comedy way to develop. I was thinking about it one day. Mondays, I went to this Australian bar that was in the back of like, what's that Australian place?
The Outback?
The Outback.
Yeah.
This was in the back of the Outback. It sat like 18, but they'd have 12 people in there every Monday, the same 12 people.
Uh-huh.
I'd go there, eat a bag of dicks. Tuesday, I think I used to go to the Broker where I got banned from, then they let me back in. Or I go to the Comedy Works. Wednesday, I go to Club 56. That's where I threw the microphone at the guy. I fucking hit him in the head with the microphone when he flicked the fucking beer thing at me. Motherfucker kept flicking beer things at all the comedians. You're sitting there watching the comics, and you could see the beer things flying at the comics. The beer caps.
Oh.
You know when motherfuckers pull the beer cap
Oh, yeah.
off? He was flicking it. They figured out a way to flick it with their fingers.
Yeah, I can flick it about 25 yards.
And the comic, and it would go on past the comic, and they hit one comic, and they got kind of like a comedic argument. But I went up there and go, "Listen, do me a favor. The first fucking beer cap I see, I'm gonna fucking smack a motherfucker." I didn't stop saying that, and the beer cap came at me. And I looked at the guy, and he charged the table. Why are people so stupid?
Yeah.
I got a microphone in my hand. Listen, I belted him. The whole microphone broke. The batteries came out. That was the best. It had 2 fucking D batteries in it. I had to stand. He went down. He was holding on to his head. I had to stand. The other 2 guys boogied to the back. I got out. I made the fucking bartender pay me the $25. Thank God I already had my dinner. They used to give you $25 and a free dinner.
Yeah.
You got the steak and baked potato and a salad. What are you fucking kidding me? Half those places had to feed you. That's what people don't understand. People say to you, "Why do you go to that place?" Shit. You ever have that ham and cheese sub at 9 o'clock when you haven't eaten all day? You know.
Dude, I survived on the Comedy Cellar for years. That Middle Eastern food upstairs at the Olive Tree Cafe.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Fucking.
Don't even
It's
tell
like
me
the
that.
best Middle Eastern food in the city.
How's the
Jesus
hummus?
Christ.
The hummus is amazing.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And then they got a baba ganoush.
Oh, Jesus.
That's a meal in itself. You could just sit there and eat baba ganoush on warm pita bread and be happy.
No, you could sit there. Uncle Joey won't even go on that fucking block, Baba Ganoush.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't like none of that food. It gives me the fucking... There's a lot of shit that I just don't like.
All right,
There's a lot of Cuban food I don't like.
Yeah.
So, just to be honest with you.
So what happened? You got bounced out of the Denver Comedy Works?
My life was everything. Like I said, everything happens for a reason because I was already settled. Like I saw what the Denver comics were doing. I hung out with one of the best ones. I was dear friends with him, and I remember sitting at his house and us watching the game, and people calling him, and Dennis Miller would be calling him to help him write, and all these people. He had 2 other guys from Denver that came out here and had shows. They would call this guy constantly and move out to L.A. and help him write. So I knew people. This guy had a gig at the time. Every Tuesday he got up and he went to like AT&T training headquarters and he did 45 minutes as a electrical fucking coordinator. Mm-hmm. So he'd go out there with a fucking white smock on and talk to them about the conductivity of electricity. Then he'd belt into 45 minutes of material and fuck their world up and trick them to death.
Yeah.
He'd go a little blue on them to push the envelope. Then he'd suck them back in. He was great, this guy. So, and he made tremendous money doing that gig.
Yeah.
So he very seldom went on the road. So I saw how these guys were living. Radio was big then. And there was 3 stations and 3 radio stations with comedians. So they gave you action. A lot of people just started going over there, hanging out and writing pieces of things on paper. And after 2 years, they gave them a job. If you show up 2 years at 6 in the morning for free, Lee, can you imagine that shit? 2 years, 6 in the morning for free. And after 2 years, they go, all right, you're on the payroll now for the small nickel.
Yeah.
And we'll give you insurance and a key with a little ring around your neck so you look important. You fucking Momo.
Yeah. And now you got to do spots until 1 o'clock in the morning and then get your ass up at 5 a.m. Come in the snow.
It's hell.
Fighting the snow in Denver in the winter.
But I said, okay, and I had my daughter. I have an older daughter. We don't talk. I tried to reach out again 2 weeks ago. Again, nothing. So the young one and me are having a great time. So when I lived in Denver, I was like, I'll be your dad. You could still hit Wyoming. You could still hit. There was 1,000 places these guys went to. There was a guy, God bless him. I know he's still alive because he was a sweetheart of a man. His name was Bill Bauer, not the comedian. I could call Bill Bauer up and go, Bill, I don't have the May's rent. And he go, come on up and get it. I can give you some gigs tomorrow. And he had gigs all over the fucking place. And he'd drive you, pay for gas, and feed you. And drive you back, and then you'd go in your car and you go separate ways.
Huh.
I had a couple guys like that. But his name was Bill Bauer. He worked at a motorcycle store. And he booked the longest running club in Colorado history. And it was when the Denver Broncos training camp is, Greeley, Colorado. Mm-hmm. It's called the Down Under. And it's on Thursday nights. The headliner gets a yardstick. The feature gets a half a yard, some French fries.
What's a yardstick?
100. Uh-huh. That's what it was in 91, 92. It was like my 3rd gig. Like he paid me on my 3rd gig. And like $20 to go up there and do a guest set. And then he got me a gig for the Broncos training facility to do 5 minutes. That was like my 4th gig. And he booked me on those. Then he goes, just keep calling me and I'll give you a little stuff. Then he moved me up to 10 minutes to like $35. And then he started featuring me. And next thing you know, I was co-headline. Then I moved to, where the fuck I moved to Seattle.
Yeah. Yeah, you got those.
See, you guys had Bill Doherty.
We had Dick Doherty.
And
there was a guy named Billy Downs who, he was, they call him No Money Downs because he never paid anybody. He had these kids. He used to pay, I called him Potter because he was like, It's a Wonderful Life. You remember at the end, he's like paying people at 40 cents on the dollar. He would owe comics so much money. He booked gigs all over New England. And he had a nice big house. He drove a Mercedes, adopted a couple Asian kids. He went full on. And then he would just tell you He didn't have the money. And it was just so weird because it was like, but I just went to the show and there was 200 people in a Chinese restaurant in New Hampshire or Rhode Island. Where'd the money go? I don't have it. I don't have it, pal. I don't have it, pal. And so it would just build up where he owed every comic in Boston money.
How much money would he owe people?
Oh, thousands of dollars.
Oh my God.
I mean, I was an opener, so he owed me, I think he owed me $1,200, but I fucking needed it. And so then I go up to New Hampshire to do a gig, and he's there. He would be at the gig sometimes when he could make it, just to check on the numbers and take the cash at the door. So I go up, and I'm about to go on stage, and I go, Billy, I said, I don't want to go long. I didn't bring my watch. Can I borrow your watch? So he gives me his watch, fucking gold watch. I do my set. I duck out the other side of the stage. I go out the side door. I jump in my car. I drive 2 hours back to Boston. I get a call the next morning. Hey, pal, Bill Downs, pal. You accidentally forgot to give me my watch back last night. I go. That was no accident, Bill. I go. The accident was you not paying me the $1,200. I said, let's make a deal. And so he goes, okay, I can give you $800. I go, nope. No, I already appraised the watch. I go, the watch is worth about $3,000. So I'll take the whole $1,200 in cash, in a bag. Made me a Dunkin' Donuts on Brookline Avenue in about an hour and a half. And he showed up, and he had a smile on his face. He respected me. He gave me the bag. He goes, you got me, pal. You got me. And he fucking walked away with his watch. And every other comic heard about that shit. One guy said he was going to steal one of the Chinese kids. You know, it was an uproar. It was the Wild West after that. No money downs.
I got burnt a couple times for 50s or 25. The biggest burn I had, which wasn't even a burn, I didn't have a dime. I mean, I was everything. My rent was $400. My child support at the time was $365. Between the cocaine and the fucking cheeseburgers, I couldn't make the bills, man. I just couldn't make the bills, you know. I made them some months I broke even. So I worked at National Rent-A-Car as a car wash. A buddy of mine got me a job, but he was like a fitness trainer. God bless his soul. And he would give me like $100, $200 to deliver flyers for him to different parking lots. Up front. Who does that in this day and age? So I got a car from National, which they gave me like a one-day rate, and I had the car for the weekend. My friend said if I drove down to Phoenix, I could showcase for knuckleheads and get work at all 4 clubs. I was like, that's perfect. That's how I start my career. They need MCs. Drove 16 hours, slept in the car. All gas was out of my pocket.
Yeah.
Get there, the guy puts me up, showcase, walks me to the office, gives me 3 weeks of work or something. San Jose, Minneapolis, and Phoenix. That's where they were. Let me sleep in his condo that night and take a shower there and spend the night on the couch, which is fucking Christian of him. At least I didn't have to sleep in my car. And then I drove to 16 hours.
Yeah.
I was on my way. You know how it is, Greg. You're on your fucking way. Well, I got a call a month later. The whole chain went out of business. So it really wasn't a burn.
Yeah.
I had fun, man, those years, especially that 1 year and a half in Boulder. If I think of my progression, I went to New York for 9 months, and that beat me into shape. That beat me into open mic shape. Now, what I was doing in Denver was nothing compared to the savageism that goes on in the open mics in New York City.
Yeah.
That's just pure brutality. So after I went and saw hell, I ran back to Denver, the king of the open mics, because I had seen the other side. I had to bring 4 people, so I had a lot of people and tell them, I'll get you a Coke, just bring me the money to this comedy club, and then I'd make them pay at the door. That's the only way I could get on stage. I had to pull tricks. But it was just, I had a great time being an open mic. I love sleeping on couches. If I could do it again, I'd fucking do it again.
Yeah, I went down, me and my buddy Tom Cotter. You know Tom Cotter, right? Yeah. So me and Tom get in a car together in Boston. We're like, fuck it, we got to break in. And we had that magazine. What are you talking about?
Oh, yeah?
that listed all the clubs.
Yeah. Just for Laughs.
The Just for Laughs magazine, and back then, you had to. It would list a club booker with an address on it, and back then you would make a videotape, and it was on a fucking a half-inch VHS tape. It cost money, and so we said we're going to drive down the East Coast, and we're going to get road work. We're going to become road comics. So we got a map out. We stuck a pin, put it up on his wall. We put pins in it, all going down the East Coast. We're gonna go from here down. I think we went to North Carolina, and we stopped in every club down, and we did guest spots, and we showcased. But to get a showcase, just to get 5 minutes for free, you had to first send a tape to that booker, and then you had to try to get them. And this is back with no fucking, no call waiting. You call. And you wait, and you try to get some booker on the phone from Charlotte, North Carolina.
They tell you, you have to call them on Mondays.
Yeah,
8 and 10.
right.
Then you figure it out.
Right.
And
So
you have to call them with like a hidden phone.
Yeah. So the odds that they received your tape, actually sat down and watched it, and are around to take your fucking phone call, and then have a time that you can drop in along your route down the coast. It was like we ended up with maybe three or four spots down the whole eastern seaboard, but we got them, and we got in the car, and we just drove, and we stopped in different places, and it was like the greatest trip of my life.
Do you remember some of
making
the
no money? I know it was the Comedy Zone in North. I think it was North Carolina. No, we stayed on the coast.
Comedy Zone in North Carolina, Charlotte.
Yeah, I think it was Charlotte, North Carolina.
Been there forever.
And we were in Virginia, Richmond, Virginia. Was definitely Washington D.C. was a stop, and it was like we felt like stars. We felt like, look at us, we're in a car driving to a gig. We're making no money. We're getting 5 minutes.
Potato
and it was the
chips,
biggest fucking thrill. We had friends lined up. Fold-out couches the whole way, friends. I remember I got my dick sucked in D.C. by a girl from Boston University that I knew who put us up. I tried to throw a move on her roommate who was sleeping on the other side of us. She sucked my dick, and then I hit on her roommate who was sleeping in the bed with us, and then she got pissed off at me and threw me out in the morning. Like I couldn't have been just happy getting my dick sucked. And a free room. And I remember I got 2 weeks. I got 2 weeks out of work out of it. I got a week in Jacksonville, Florida, and a week in the Bahamas, and they were paying me $400 for the week.
Creative entertainment.
Right.
You got it out of they were running Charlotte.
Yeah, and that was it. I was off and running. That was my first. And a lot of the guys from Boston never worked the road, because there was so much work in New England. You just stay there and you work, like I said, Maine one night, New Hampshire, Rhode Island, and they pay you cash. You make $100 a night. Maybe you spend 20 on gas because you're driving to fucking northern New Hampshire. Never a hotel room. And then I just decided I want to hit the road. I want to go work around the rest of the country and see if I can make it work. And it was a pay cut. It was way less money to work the road. But I knew that was the play down the road, was to become a headliner by going on the road.
Man, I knew I got to LA and I knew I had holes in my game, and I said, you know what? I'm not going to sit here and try to work on in LA. And I just went to the dingiest cities for a year. 6 shows, a weekend.
Staying in a condo.
$450 condos, reeking of sperm like one of those Chinese massage parlors. Fucking dirty curtains, dirty tub.
2 sporks. There's no silver, just 2 sporks.
But you sit here. But then again, you go to Michigan and they put you in a court, whatever, where they have free breakfast in the morning.
Courtyard Marriott.
I remember, like one day I got to Michigan a day early with no dough, a box of change and a 6-ounce veggie and cheese from Subway. I land in fucking Detroit. I get to the gig and they're like, what are you talking about? You're here a day early. I'm like, okay, thank you. And they're like, tomorrow at 3 you can check into the Courtyard Marriott. So I went over to the Courtyard Marriott like a mook that I am, and just slept outside the Courtyard Marriott.
Was it the winter?
No, it was like Memorial Day weekend, 1995.
Yeah.
And this is a crazy ass weekend. Like, I drove to Michigan from Boulder, Colorado in a car that was a soldier. Like, if I could find this car today, I would buy it out of respect.
Yeah.
What I put that car through, it was a Datsun B210.
Oh, yeah.
4-door white with blue interior. The air conditioner, I could keep meeting it. I never got another car that was that cold, ever. I remember in the summertime having to turn the fucking air conditioning down.
Yeah.
The air conditioning was old school Japanese. Like, they invented this in Tsukimaki, where they got hit with a bomb and they can't feel fucking... It was fucking crazy.
Yeah.
This air lasted... No, that car was a different car. But this air lasted... It lasted me 2 years of, let's just say, Boulder to Detroit and Baltimore. That's the two cities that gave me work in the beginning. And I get in that little fucking car, fill it up. The back had a little section just for it. The metal thing for the radiator. Duct tape for this, a spare tire, the blow tire just in case you got to put foam in it.
Yeah.
I had everything in there. I was like a little Puerto Rican mechanic. I could fix it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I went to Detroit. I went there a night early. They tell me bad news. And then I go, where do we check in tomorrow? I go to Courtyard Mary, about 3 blocks away, and make a left. I then went over there. There was no security guard. There was no security guard. I go into the property, and there was like a tree, and I went into the tree. It was about 5:30. The wind was blowing. The sun was out. I'll never forget this. And I'm sitting in the car going, well, I put the seat back a little, and I had music on, and the car was 3/4 full, but I had a box of change. I must have had $30 in there of change. I had like 4 joints. This is how bad life was. I had like a half a sandwich, and I go, this is it. This is tonight. I had a blankie, a pillow, and all of a sudden my pager goes off, and I fucking look at it, and it's the club. And I fucking go to a payphone, I call them, and they go, where are you? And I go, oh, I was thinking of getting a hotel room. They go, don't. We're going to put you in one. Do you have a suit? And I go, yes. I go, put on a suit.
You had a suit?
I had everything in that car.
No shit.
I had a suit in the back hanging.
Really?
Okay, what I did was, yeah, man, I took a fucking tube and I put it in the back, and I hung clothes.
Oh, yeah,
there.
I've seen that Road Warrior trick.
But I left a
Just
section
closet.
open. I left a section open for my head.
Yeah.
Just in case I had to sleep there, I could breathe at night. You follow me?
Yeah.
I could have the air there. Every once in a while, you can't sleep like a zombo every night.
Yeah.
You can just sleep like this for fucking 2 nights in one of those front seats, and you lose it.
Yeah.
And I would sleep in that, Lee. 2-3 nights in a row, I would sleep in my car, Lee, under a tree, on a parking, one of those things with truckers.
Oh, yeah.
So I put my suit on. I checked into the hotel, took a shower. They had towels. I had never stayed at a hotel that had towels. Like all those other one-nighters.
I didn't know they had hotels
They had,
that
like,
didn't have
paper
towels.
towels.
Condos, right? Yeah.
And I fucking went to the club. They gave me spaghetti and whatever you want. Order from the menu. It's on us. And then they said, wait, Tony Bennett comes here. When he does the theater, after the theater, he comes here for dinner. Every year. It's his tradition. He's going to come and play the piano, do 7 minutes in front of him, keep it clean. I didn't know nothing clean. I had nothing. I'm back there writing jokes a la carte and shit.
You get jokes about spaghetti.
Unbelievable.
So did you do it? Did you do the 7 minutes?
Yeah.
How'd it go?
What do you think? As Spanish people say, no bueno.
It's
You know
the
what I'm saying?
last time Tony Bennett came to that club.
No, that's why I'm over here playing this song for 8 years. He'll never come on the podcast after the bombing I did in front of him. He gave me a hug and gave me like a 5. You gotta leave now. You gotta leave.
Please leave.
You gotta leave, please. You're embarrassing me. I'll pick up the tab. Don't worry about nothing. He's pointing at me, pointing at the weight. I got his tab. Let him scoochie Marty. You know what I'm saying?
I don't want that energy in the club.
Yeah, I don't need that fucking darkness in here. Guns and Godzilla.
I saw a car in the parking lot. I'm pretty sure it's his. He's got a box of change and a fucking suit hanging in the back.
That car, that was just, I had everything in there. A pillow, a blanket.
Basketball,
shorts, goggles. You know, if anything to pack, to books, flashlights, batteries, anything. And if it was the end of the world then, I had a few days.
Do you have porn in there?
No porn, no magazines, nothing. I had canned food, I had sternos. You never know. Little chanchicha, the little fucking, I would buy 10 of those things when I hit the jackpot, like a 20. I'd buy those Vienna sausages and just put them in the back. Let me tell you something, 4 in the morning, when you get up in the car and you're hungry and you got some saltine crackers, some Vienna sausage in the trunk. Are you fucking kidding me?
Wait a minute, you had sausages sitting in the back of your car?
I had no choice.
Uncooked pork sausages?
In the winter, I'd hide them back there. I'd keep them nice and cool.
Jesus.
So I could go on the road. I could save Do-Re-Mi. You know how those feature acts are, though. You don't make no money.
Yeah.
I went primitive style. And, I sit back now. We're goofing around and everything. And I go, did it really make me a better comic in a lot of ways? Yes, it did. It learned me how to call audibles. And did it really help? Yes, because it made me build character. And you can't take that time away from nobody, no matter what it was. I knew I did it the right way.
Yeah.
For years, I did over 300 sets a year. I used to count them, write the material I did, how I did, if I bombed, how much I made. I was a fucking lunatic like that.
I still have those notebooks.
I still have them.
I have notebooks with the pockets, the pocket divider notebooks, stuffed with every set list of every fucking show I did. Every night I'd make a new set list. Even if it was one joke different than the night before, I'd have bullet points, and I'd save them, and I'd put the date on them. And I have cassette tapes, boxes of cassette tapes. I fucking saved every 5-minute set that I bombed for years. I had all that shit. And the spreadsheets with how much money I made, how many miles I drove, what I could write off, because at the end of the year I wasn't going to pay any taxes. I called my accountant and said, you send me every dime you spend on comedy. And I would send him like envelopes stuffed with receipts, spreadsheets that I handmade spreadsheets.
I do that too.
Doug, I went off the radar from 1991 to like 2003. Nobody knew who I was, nothing. I had a pager, no bank account, no nothing. They had to send the fucking state trooper to find me, dog.
Just paid in cash?
Yeah, when I decided to do comedy, I was at the end of my fucking wit.
Yeah.
Like, I was at the end. I just went through a fucking divorce. And this was it. This was it. There was no... I got an uncle who's got a restaurant in Boston. There was nothing. This was it. I had done it all. I had burned every bridge. And this seemed like the logical... I don't like working days, and it's nights, and you drive, and you travel, and you sleep in hotels. I like all those. I loved all those things. So I signed up for those triple runs. I would do 6 weeks in a row, those triple runs. And I come back to the comedy store a fucking gorilla.
Yeah.
You do 6 weeks of, because half the week's a Mormon, and you don't know it till you get there. When you get the schedule, it says, be careful with language, it's a Mormon room. Oh, now you fucking tell me. On a Tuesday night, you tell me. So it really teaches you how to be a comic.
Yeah.
And I would always book comedy clubs in between a guest set. You know what I'm saying? So if a night ended in Astoria, Oregon, I'd call Harvey's and try to do a guest set. And then the week there on a Sunday night, do 5 minutes. Just to rate how I was doing, So I love it. I wish I could go on a triple run now for 3 weeks and tape it with 2 dudes at this age and see how crazy it was back then.
It's roadhouses, right?
Yeah, but it's not. He has like Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We have to drive all the way to Idaho. Or fly to Idaho, get a rental car. That's the way to do it. You drive, you fly to the biggest location, and where you end up, you look at where the airport is, and you fly home from there. Because if not, you'll go crazy.
Yeah.
There's no reason for us to drive 2 days to get up there. We might as well pay the fucking plane ticket and you got a fucking rental car 3 miles away from the airport. You save a bunch of money right there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a thing in New England. It was never a hotel. There was never...
No, there's no hotels. That's what people understand. So
yeah.
some nights you have 3 drinks and you got to sleep in your fucking car.
Mm-hmm.
I remember
or you try to hook up with a waitress. There's always a friendly waitress. And you get the word from the other comics. Look for Angie. Angie's got to pull out cash. She's got a 3-year-old, but he goes to sleep around 9:30. You're good. You're going to have to get up early and get out, but that's a place to sleep.
I slept at so many people's homes, like that description. That you'd be standing there like a mook, and they go, "Are you driving Max tonight?" I'm like, I was thinking about it. You know, me and my boyfriend live a mile from here. I'd love for you to sleep on the couch. And you're like, does this chick want to fuck me? She's talking about a boyfriend. I walk in with me. And next thing you know, you go over there, he's cool as fuck.
Uh-huh.
He sparks you up. She changes. She lets her titties hanging in front of you. You get to look at some titties, and you think a threesome's going to happen, but then they go to bed. But they leave your weed. They feed you. They do this all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that motherfucker never gives feature acts a fucking hotel.
Yeah,
we got a spare room back there. Make yourself comfortable.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh my God, they're going to come in here and fuck me in the morning. And you wake up in the morning, you smell bacon, you know, and they cook for you, and you're like, what the fuck did I do to deserve this? And they're like, we have to go to work, but you could spend the day here. There's a remote control in there. Use our shower, do laundry, be our guest. And you're like, I just met you.
Yeah.
Last night, I could be a mass murderer, and you're leaving me in your home, and you fucking, something happens to you. Like, you're like, wow. That happened to me all the time. People I had no idea. I remember doing a gig in Baltimore for Roger Paul one time, and it paid a little extra, which I thought was odd. And when I got there, the people were like, no, there's no hotel. There's no hotel for 48 miles from here. Did you notice one when you came here? I go, you're kind of right. They go, no, there's an ordinance here. There's like a chemical something.
Oh my God.
You got to drive 48 hours, 40 fucking 8. I had no idea. You know what that's like at midnight when the show is over?
Yeah.
For somebody to drop. There was no Uber.
Why would you still do the show if they can't have hotels there?
It's because the Roger Paul told me there'd be a hotel there, that they were going to take care of me. But when he told me the number, I'm
chemical
like,
plant.
That's a little high for Roger Paul. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I knew there was a by the way. When I get there, I had to meet another comic. Like in Baltimore, we had to drive like an hour. It was one of those fucking gigs. It was Baltimore on paper until you got there. Then they threw a by the way at you. No. It's an hour to it's whatever to Baltimore. Then it's an hour west from Baltimore. I think they killed 18 people in that town or something like that. And that's when you get all the details on the way. You got to get there in a 1 lane and shit.
Yeah.
You see cars abandoned, fucking candles everywhere. You're like, what the fuck happened here?
Flowers at the bottom of trees.
Yeah, no.
Stuffed animals.
You have no idea, people at home. You know, you have no idea. I know you think you have an idea, but I know my first road gig, having to share a room with a man. Listen, the last time I shared a room with a man was in prison. That was the most demoralizing thing that could ever happen to you as a human being. That he's not your brother or your best friend. I get it. But just to, you know, I went on a triple run one time. We get to the hotel and they're like, man, we just had a fire. We're like, what? Guy's like, we just had a fire. We only got 1 room available for you. You guys got to share a room. I just met you.
Yeah.
I just met you. You know how disheartening that was? I was leaving Boulder to pursue my dream, and I get to the hotel, and my hotel lit on fire the week before.
Yeah.
So I got to share a room with this fucking schmuck. That's how my life opened, Lee. So a lot of people after that would just go, fuck that. I'm not sharing a room. I shared the room. We had Chinese food together. We told stories, and that's it. We went to bed. We turned off the light. I slept with my clothes on and a knife in my hand. Just in case I had to stab the cocksucker in the neck.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I did a gig in Green Bay, Wisconsin one time. The Green Bay Funny Bone. Fuck.
That had to be 15 years ago or more.
Oh,
that thing's
20
been
years
cold.
ago.
Yeah, that
20
thing's
years
been
ago.
closed. It was booked by the same guy that booked the Funny Bone in Indiana.
Yeah.
See if
Sounds
that's
about
still
right.
open, Lee. Funny Bone, Indiana. The town is called Mishawaka. It surrounds Notre Dame, or one of those colleges
Yeah.
in there. Nobody knows about it. That Funny Bone.
But that one in Green Bay, man, it was the worst fucking gig because it was like a warehouse. I almost feel like it had a tin roof, and there was no windows, and they all chain smoke. You know, there's people in Green Bay. They all wear Green Bay Packers.
No,
the women wear fucking Green Bay Packer jerseys and jackets.
Oh, it was terrible when I did it. It was terrible.
They're
I
all
did it too.
overweight, and they're drinking. You know, when they bring out the buckets of beer
I
instead of
remember
just a
that.
beer.
That's right.
And then everyone's chain smoking, and they're fucking terrible. And then you leave, and they bring me back, and I'm staying in and I'm the feature act, so I'm making $400. I don't know how the fuck I drove out there. I did a tour. I did Chicago, and then I did that. And I get to the condo, and there's the MC, the feature act, and the headliner are all staying at the condo. And I get in there, and I'm the feature. So the headliner, he's got a bedroom with its own TV, and it's got a bathroom. No TV. He's got his own bathroom. And then the feature act, that's me. I got a room with a shared bathroom in the hallway that I'm sharing with the MC. The MC is sleeping in the living room on a fold-out ottoman. Not even a fold-out couch. You know the thing you put your fucking feet on, the ottoman? You take the top off of that and you unfold it, and a single bed pops out.
Sounds comfy.
That motherfucker had to sleep on a fold-out ottoman. Not only that, the headliner was smoking cigars, and he wouldn't go to bed until fucking 3 in the morning. And he had his feet up on this poor bastard's bed. He's got his feet up on the ottoman. And it was like a 6-night gig. It was like Tuesday to Sunday. It was the middle of the winter. It was blasting cold, and there was nothing you could walk to. Oh.
I did that gig one time, and I got to tell you something. I got good coke, so the gig didn't bother me.
Really?
Somebody in the kitchen had fucking foot. Like, I got to Green Bay, and I think I was there 2 minutes, and somebody asked me, "We heard."
We heard.
Yeah, like that, like we heard. I was like, "What are you talking about?" They got something for you in the back. Go in the back, bring $40. And I remember bringing $40 in the first night. It was like Tuesday. When I stayed there, it was a 2-man condo, and it wasn't bad.
Really?
The guy who booked me there was from the Mishawaka. Is it still open?
No, it's closed.
Yeah, the Mishawaka Funny Bone. They were the same guy. I heard recently he died. He wasn't a bad guy. The room was dead. They could never make it work. I remember having a conversation with him in Indiana, him going, somebody big was there that weekend when I was in Indiana doing a guest spot, and he goes, "We got 60 people for the Late Show. It's just not a comedy town. They love football. They can't get it out of their fucking mind."
Yeah.
He goes, "It just does not work." And they're still, to this day, no comedy in Green Bay. They gave up. They tried again for a while. Green Bay, Miami Beach, South Beach, New Orleans.
New Orleans never had. Every time they tried a room, it wouldn't.
Because
wouldn't
nobody
work.
gives a fuck. They're drinking. They go in there and get hammered, and for Bill Cosby's cousin to show up and put a bill in their fucking pina colada that they drive through. They think it's cool and walk around with pickpockets and people with chlamydia. You ever see those people? They're filthy. Dog, that's the first place. I've only been scared in 2 places in my whole life: San Francisco and New Orleans. Not when I shot the fucking De Niro movie. The time I went to do a one-nighter. I picked up a one-nighter one time. I was staying in Houston, and some booker called, and he goes, "Listen, man, this hotel needs 3 comics, 25 minutes, $400 a piece." In a hotel. I was like, you know what? $4 It was like a Wednesday night. I don't know, night. What's the drive? 6 hours? I do it standing on my head. I rented a car and shot down in New Orleans, being the fucking headliner. I think I was headlining. And next thing you know, they fucking, I get there, I do the gig, and the gig was horrific. I never bombed so hard in my life at that point. It was like, I can't believe I bombed so hard. I got cocaine within 3 minutes. I just stood there and somebody came up to me. Yeah, absolutely. Here's a G note. I felt that it was a fucking boulder. I didn't talk to nobody. You understand me? I don't talk to nobody.
Dog with a bone.
There was no pictures those days. There was no hugs. There was no CDs. You didn't even see me leave. Wilson. And if you ask, hold on, I'll be right back. I gotta go get something out of the car. I'm itching.
Directly from the stage to your room.
Pew!
Yeah.
I locked myself in, put that couch against the door so security can't get in. That's where that Vegas shooter fucked up. You know what I'm saying? He should have put the couch against the door and shot at that fucking thing.
Holy shit.
Oh my God. Fuck yeah. I would go up there and I almost rotted to death one night. I was whacking off. I was sweating to death. Green Bay had good coke when I went up there, but the club closed.
That's crazy.
I'll tell you where else I lost my mind. At Cleveland, at the Improv. I went there twice before, and it was calm. And then the third time I went there after the longest yard, I didn't sleep for 2 days. I didn't sleep fucking Saturday and Sunday. I remember getting on that plane Monday morning, jacked to the gizzles. Oh my God, that's terrible, isn't it?
Ugh.
Lisa, how you doing, my friend?
I'm pretty good.
Let me give some shout outs and shit. I want to talk to Greg about a few things and we'll get the fuck out of here. It's a beautiful podcast. We're loose.
It's nice.
What's up, Greggy boy? Good to see you.
Good, Hang. I needed
You
this.
look beautiful. Johnny Cruz, Mind the Breeze, Paul Cunningham, Billy Barron, JT, Burrs Lurker, Mike Vendamiri, whatever, Verderami. I'm sorry. Mike, yeah, Regan Babies, Dove Repta, and Overdrax. That's a bad motherfucker right there. You know what I'm saying? Where you at this weekend, Tarzan?
Let's see. Next weekend I'm going to be at the, where am I going? Dr. Grins, Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Oh, shit, with the Christians.
Yeah.
Send them my love when you. That's a good fucking
That is
club.
the home of the Christian
Good
Riot
club,
right there.
good fucking menu.
Yeah, that'll be
Then
fun.
where you going?
Then I'm going to be in Spokane. Is it Spokane or Spokane, Washington?
Whatever you want to call it.
I'm going to be there
As long as the
November
check clears,
2nd
what do you give a fuck?
to the 4th, and then I'm going to be coming out to, after that, to Atlanta, the Punchline, November 18th through 20, and then after that, Nashville, and after that, Tempe. So go to Fitzdog.com for tickets.
Where you for New Year's?
Home with the family, baby.
You don't do New Year's?
Sometimes I do, but it's got to be a place I want to be. I got a couple offers that were places that I pictured a lot of sadness. You know? It's got to be a place where I know some people, or I feel like there's going to be things to do.
I'm still on the fence. What I'm thinking about doing, to be honest with you, is I'm in Portland that Wednesday and Thursday before New Year's, right after Christmas.
Well, what day of the week is
New Year's is a Saturday.
Oh, that's 3 years in a row. It's been on a Saturday.
Double check it. Let's double check it. Do you have a calendar in your phone? Everybody got a fucking calendar.
I did Portland for New Year's one year.
What'd you think?
It's fucking great.
Portland's always
It
great.
was great.
Portland has become this fucking little.
It's a Sunday. New Year's Eve is a Sunday.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So that means you would do Wednesday, Thursday, and then have to stick around?
Fuck no. Oh, I'm doing. Excuse me. I'm doing
Well, if you're
Wednesday, Thursday. I come back Friday morning, the 29th. I come back. I spend the night at the house in L.A. I relax with the baby. And Saturday morning, me and the wife are getting in the car. We're either going to go to Ventura or this way, down the other way to Huntington Beach or one of those places. Get a hotel room with the family for 3 days.
nice.
Why not? We work like savages. 3 days, 1 hour from my house.
You're saying on New Year's Day, do that.
A day before New Year's,
Yeah.
New Year's Eve,
Right.
and New Year's Day you head home about 2 o'clock.
We did that. We drove to Utah.
Yeah,
about 2 years ago.
What are you gonna do?
We drove to Utah, stayed in a fucking small town that had a little ski hill, bunny hill, nothing. But the kids were learning how to ski. We went there, and we just spent 3 days relaxed, away from all the chaos. Watching High School Musical at night. Going to bed watching High School Musical every night. They played 1, 2, and 3 nights in a row. We were there every night watching it. It was fucking great.
So you had a good time.
But this year I'm home. This year we're going to do, go down to Venice Beach. They let off the fireworks, throw a move on the old lady. You got to do that.
Drink a little vino.
Yeah, not me. I'll maybe I'll take some of those mushrooms.
Yeah,
know?
Give the wife a little stand, a little scotch-a-douche with some mushrooms in you.
Right.
Maybe throw a Xanax to offset the mushrooms to calm your dick down so your heart don't beat too much.
Right.
What the fuck you think you're dealing with? Joy Bananas? People don't need Viagra. Then their heart starts to slow down a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I took the Viagra one time. I almost passed out. All the blood left my head.
Years ago, I was talking to this freaky chick, like in Milwaukee, and she was telling me, listen, I don't mind you eating my pussy, but hold on, let me take 2 Xanaxes, because if I eat 2 Xanaxes, I'll fucking blow this room up with my fucking pussy juices. I said, you know what? You take 2 Xanaxes, I'll roll a joint, and I'll get back to you.
Is that a direct quote?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
She's crazy. This little white dirty girl with a lot of hairy little monkey from the 70s. You know, one of those monkey from the 70s that's got a lot of hair.
It's growing on the sides of the legs.
You gotta look at it twice, like, what do I do? You know what I'm saying? But you got 3 lines in you don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? You're hoping it's not a dick hidden in there somewhere. But you gotta take a chance anyway. There ain't no cameras. There ain't no fucking, cell phones.
Just 2 people are going to leave this room.
I took a peek, but there was a little bat in there somewhere, so I gave it a little star douche.
Let me roll a joint and I'll meet you back.
Yeah, in 2 minutes. Don't worry about it. Take your Xanax.
I'm gonna come all over this place.
Oh yeah, I'll blow a load right in your face. You know what I'm saying? When they come, one of those things.
Yeah.
And then I heard that once again. Somebody said that they buy Xanax so their wife eats it so their pussy comes. I was like, well, maybe the same will happen for me. I can relax. So every once in a while, I gotta pop a little on a douche, maybe a Star of Death, maybe a mushroom, do like a little Belushi cocktail.
Yeah.
And go give mama that little mushroom hard dick. You know what I'm saying? Give her a load of that mushroom sperm in her mouth. She'll wake up feeling all dizzy and shit. Like, I only had 1 bottle of champagne, but I feel hungover. It's that fucking bat sperm I shot in your mouth. You better go take some Alka-Seltzer, you fucking filthy animal.
She's got to peel her tongue off the roof of her mouth the next morning.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
Stuck.
No, you gotta shoot it heavy. I don't give a fuck. Right down there. They don't even know. I don't move. I trick them. I always trick them like I'm doing something else. Like I'm not even interested.
What else could you be doing?
And the next thing you know, they got fucking half of my nutsack, you know what I'm saying, going down their throat. They're looking at me all weird. Why did you tell me? Yeah, sure, whatever. I sent you a telegram 2 weeks ago. You didn't get it? What the fuck?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Then you tell them something dirty, and then they balance off. Like, you know what? I really wanted to come on your face, but I couldn't get to it in time. What am I going to do? They came up. And they just look at you as they're spitting, they're wiping their tongue with toilet paper. Those are the best. That they go home the rest of the night, they talk to you, they got like a twitch. You fuck their world up by shooting a fucking one of those 3-day loads. You haven't whacked your nut. You've done steroids. You smoked hash.
This seems oddly specific, Joey. I don't know.
You got hit in the head a few times. Your sperm is deadly, you understand? You take a couple shots to the head, you see what comes out of your dick. You ask those football players, if you can bring them back to life, listen, let me ask you something. Did you have some weird goo coming out of your dick? Yeah, one night I came in my wife's mouth. She almost threw me out for 3 weeks.
Yeah, you never want her saying you got to jerk off more. My wife said that to me one night. You got to jerk off more. Too much came out.
Oh yeah, you got to know. I saved that shit. I plot against my wife. I plot against her. I set her up sometimes. You know what I'm saying? I make her watch a movie with me I don't really want to watch. I trick her right in the beginning. Give me a little dick sucking real quick before the movie starts.
I jerked off in Cleveland. It's the name of my new book. Mm-hmm. And I'm sitting at the desk, and I look up. I don't know what I was thinking, but I Googled eating ass, lesbians eating ass. And I start watching it, and you know, middle of the day, I got the curtains open. There's a fucking office building across the street. I don't give a shit. I got my pants around my ankles. I'm sitting at the desk, got my naked ass on that plastic chair, and I'm spanking it to girls eating each other's assholes. And so I think, and I stop halfway through, and I waddle over to the bathroom, and I get a hand towel, and I bring it back to the desk, and I throw it on the ground in front of my feet. And then I'm jerking off, and all of a sudden it come like a banshee. I haven't jerked off in days. I come like a banshee. And this is fucking good. And so I go to pick up the towel, and I look down, and I came all over my sweatpants. I thought I had some trajectory going. It drooled straight down. The only sweatpants I had to wear for the whole fucking trip, the ones I fly home in on Sunday. So I ran inside. I got another hot towel. I'm wiping the spooge off my sweatpants. I got a hairdryer out.
And that shit won't come out. It leaves like a little stain.
I thought it was out, and then I put my pants on.
Go wear a long shirt.
I saw the white stain. I thought I was a monster. I thought that sperm must have gone 6 inches easy, straight down.
When I whack off at home, I do it in my office, and I just come in my robe.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do. And on Thursday when I leave town, I throw the robe in the fucking hamper. I walk around with like 3 shots of load in my little robe.
What is it about being a dad that makes you get a robe and be disgusting in it?
Because it's right there. It's right there, the robe. You can fuck your robe. You understand? You can do 1,000 things to your robe.
So you wipe it on different parts of the robe each day?
No, I maluki it with the robe all together. It's a different combination. These animals get a cup and jerk off into a cup. I jerk off into a robe.
Who jerks off into a cup?
You do, you filthy animal. Your wife gave you one. I use the robe for effect. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you jerk off into the robe.
Now, when I'm in a hotel room on the road.
Not that robe, I hope.
Us as family, I just jerk off on the floor and leave it there. When that maid comes in 3 days later, the hardwood floor got like 19 stains in it. I walk over it and everything. It's like a forensic fucking. When I'm in a hotel room, I'm a disgusting pig. I'll jerk off in the tub, and I'll fucking put the cat down. I'll let it grow for 2 days. I'll put the no disturb sign. By the time the maid goes in there, I got sea monkeys in the fucking tub. You know what I'm saying? I'm in there feeding them toenails and shit.
Wait, are you standing up in like the kitchen area?
Like, let's say I'm at the computer, right?
Right.
Let's say I'm at the computer and I got my notebook here. My whole center's right here. I got 4 plugs here. I got a light. I got the menu from the Chinese restaurant. I got rolling papers in this desk hidden under a sweater.
Oh my God.
I got everything right here. I got a vapor pen working. I got my nicotine gum, and I'm watching TV right there. And all of a sudden, a thought comes to me. I close it right there in the office, that little section, like the door's right over there. And the bed's right behind you, and there's a mirror right here, and there's a fucking window here, but the air is blowing to your back, so you fucking get frustrated because you gotta put a hooded sweatshirt on in your own fucking office, you know what I'm saying? It's not even your office, it's your hotel room, but it's your own fucking office. Right there, I'll take that fucking Cuban egg roll out.
Yeah.
And I just sit there with my legs open. It's always like a wooden thing. There's like a garbage can there. First off, after 44, the trajectory leaves. A bunch of cum juice comes out. It's tremendous. You catch a young girl off guard, you might choke her to death. It's like 1.5 gallons comes out. They don't even know when to stop.
Yeah.
They just keep looking at you like, when is this going to end?
But it's
And you're
leaking?
like, oh, when you can hit 44 and you don't get laid every fucking day, that nut juice swells up every time you go to the gym and shit. And
She's got to come up for air like a swimmer.
Yeah, you shoot. Like, my trajectory is gone. Those days where I can hit the wall, write your name, those days are done.
No.
But if I'm in a hotel room, and I'm in a comedy club hotel room, even if I pay for it sometimes, I'm sitting there, sometimes I sit in my hotel room naked. I take a little towel and put it on the seat, and I just sit in my hotel room naked watching Law & Order till 3 in the morning.
Yeah.
I just sit there relaxing like a doctor, and at one point in the night, I go, what the fuck, I'm naked, let me bang one out. And I just bang one out right there. Wherever it falls, it stays. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just walk around it. I come in like Saturday afternoon, the light's hitting it. If the light's hitting it, you can see the little circles on the floor that have sunk in. You know what I'm saying?
Carpeting?
Yeah. No. Sometimes, if it's carpeting, I'm in no danger. That could have got there anyway. I don't care what the DNA tells you. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
People were walking on there. Give me the guy who got OJ out there.
I'm bringing sandals every time I go into a hotel room.
Yeah, I'm an animal.
Oh, yeah.
I'm an animal. You got to assume when you go to a hotel, the guy that stayed there in front of you is an animal. First thing I do is wipe down the head fucking board. You think maids wipe down the headboard? No.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, you got your Malouk with his Malouk, and you're scratching like a fucking banshee.
Yeah.
And then you go on the airport too, the plane. Before I sit there, I wipe that headrest. God knows who, Johnny Arrestafarian sitting there. He hasn't washed his hair in 2 years because he loves Bob Marley. Listen, I don't give a fuck, okay? You got to wash that fucking mop on your fucking head. Put some water on it. Cologne, put a bag over it when you fly. You're scaring people. Fucking creature feature.
No, and what I do is I get to the hotel room and I turn that thermostat up about 2 more degrees and I take all the covers off that bed because those covers are not getting washed.
No,
the sheets
that's
are okay.
the first thing you do. You
So I
take
just sheet only.
I hide those things.
Really?
And if they give you 2 beds, I rip the blanket off the other one and I put the head down the fucking penguin.
Yeah.
And it's never cold enough.
Yeah.
It's never cold enough. I got to bring a fan on the fucking road from now on too.
So when you jerk off on the road, do you watch porn every time or do you freestyle?
No, I just work off of memory.
You
I got
do?
good memory, sure.
No shit.
Well, I take it back to the 8th grade, finger banging this chick that's on Facebook. I saw the other day. I used to suck her titties in the 8th grade. I take it back to that fantasy and shit.
You know what's weird about that? Is that you're jerking off to a 15-year-old girl.
Not really.
Yeah. Your memory of her was from back when she was 15, 16 years old.
Listen, you weren't there. She was 15 going on 22. Okay. When you were in the room and you saw that, no, she was a very no.
I think your grandfathered in because you were underage too.
I looked her up on Facebook and she looked really good.
Yeah.
And I was looking at one of her pictures and I'm like, Jesus Christ, she grew up to be a piece of ass.
Yeah.
And I knew it. I knew her and her sister were just pieces of ass. What creeped me out about this broad in the 8th grade was her mother died. I went to her house and they're like, what are we going to do? And she's like, whatever you want to do. Okay. What time does your sister get home? About 5:30. What time does your father get home? About 6. What time does your mother get home? My mother's dead. Dr. Dick died. I got a quick anxiety spell. And I told her I had to leave. I called her a week later and broke up with her.
You couldn't handle the darkness.
I couldn't. What can a child do for your mother to die? And fucking 2 years later, my mother died. And I kept thinking about that girl. So from time that I forgot her name for years. But if you know anything about me, she was an Irish broad.
Oh, right.
So her name was Maureen. See, I forget the fucking thing now. I forget the last name now. And sometimes it comes to me and I gotta write it down. I gotta write it down. And I think of her like when I found her on Facebook, I'm like, Jesus Christ, she still got big titties. She had phenomenal titties for an Irish chick. She had that strawberry hair. So she had freckles on her titties. It used to drive me crazy. I'd suck her titties right behind the church, St. Michael's over there. I'd finger her in the winter, pussy'd be cold. You know what I'm saying?
That's why she grew that muff so big.
Oh my God.
She was going back with Uncle Joey.
She really was beautiful. You think about all that shit. I was telling Lee one night, you ever stop at a light and you look and there's 2 18-year-olds with books behind them. They're holding hands. She's bagging. She's 18 going on 22. He's 18 going on 19. He's a dumb fuck. But they're going home because the mother's not coming home till 5. And they're basically going to go home, put Jay-Z on and fuck like savages. And you think about how that's never, ever going to happen to you again.
No.
Like, that's never going to happen to you again. That young love, when you walk home with a girl and you know you're going to sling dick, but it's got to take you 25 minutes. You got to make out with her and suck her neck and then rub her pussy. And she'll put her hand away from you. Then you go for the tit. You're fucking playing Spider-Man. And she finally gives you that titty and then you rip her shirt off and that's it. You finger banging it through the fucking jeans. Finally the pants come off. You lick it. She starts crying. She can't do it. She's Catholic. Why would you do this to me? My brother's gonna kill you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you start fingering her again like a savage. Then she gives in to the cock of death.
Then you get up, you flip over the cassette tape, put on side 2.
No,
Led Zeppelin
it's
4.
fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what you do. Hold on. When he flips his tape over. Just to bring girls to your house and to make out with them and just dry hump.
Yeah.
Was such a pleasure at that age. People, I never understood.
I'll never get over
Dry
sucking
humping?
tits for the first time.
How old were you?
8th grade, so
Yeah.
what's that, 13? I was 13 years old, but this girl, Claire, she had big ass titties. Jewish girl with red hair, big tits, fun girl, great laugh. And she let me suck her titties outside up at Rockefeller. The Rockefellers had an estate up in a park up where I grew up in Tarrytown, right across from Tappan Zee Bridge. And we'd go up there on the weekends. We'd drink an 8-pack of Michelob, sit in the woods, and then try to suck tits. And Claire let me suck her tits.
How old were you?
It's 13.
Yeah, that's it.
She
That's
just
the
she had
sucking today's.
new ones.
And your dick would get hard.
Oh.
You'd come in your pants.
Yeah. Oh,
and
yeah.
Your face would get all red and shit. After you suck the second tit for 20 minutes, you'd suck it and go into like a sucky titty trance. You know what I'm saying? Like, you suck the tit. And you knew she wasn't going to give you a pussy.
Right.
You could rub it, tug it, try to finger her. She had that belt on tight.
Yep.
You had to have your fingers broken to freaking stick your fingers in that fucking snatch. Oh my God, I missed that. I'm thinking about something
And I remember
now.
thinking, like, now, if you touch tits, you enjoy it, but you're also aware that you're doing it for her pleasure as well. You're trying to do it in a nice way that will turn her on. Back then, it was only because you were sucking on a tit. Like, you'd never thought about how it felt for her. You were just like, I get to put a nipple in my mouth, and you'd suck on it like a baby. Hard.
Like a baby. You
Yeah.
thought you thought milk was actually going to come
Yeah.
up. You would go back to being whatever the fuck age you are. It really is like the people you think about. Even later on, as I got older, like the casual sex people you think about now, and you go, whatever happened to them?
Yeah.
Like, what are they thinking right now? Like, they probably got 3 kids now. What do they think about? Do they think back about that?
Yeah.
Or is all that in their mind forgotten, like most people? Mm-hmm. I remember all that shit. Sometimes I sit here with Lee and I go, Lee, let's go. And I'll sit here with Lee and tell him road stories that are so vile and so disgusting that alone is a lesson. Doing comedy on the road, I think doing anything on the road, really teaches you a different side of life. It teaches you humanity, but it also teaches you what people are capable of doing. And you're away from home. Like, you're an outsider. You're like Rambo in the first movie.
Yeah.
How you feeling now? You happy to be home?
Yeah, I'm happy to see my goddamn kids. You know, we just bought a new car, so my son just had his birthday, 17th birthday, so we gave him the car. Gave him my wife's car. So he's loving life. 17, he's got a girlfriend, he's got his own fucking Toyota Highlander. Not the sexiest car, but it's got some space. Got that third row for his buddies. He's going to be tooling around the west side of L.A. His one girl, that's it. He's got his girlfriend.
Now he's got someone to take her for a few
Yeah.
weeks to get hotel geeters. We got a spot.
Oh, he's loving life. He's
Because a
loving
girl will put you, when you're young, a girl, when you find the spot, I may think about it, you start thinking. You start going to your uncle, let me talk to you about something. Remember that time I found you, listen, I'm not going to sell nobody. Let me borrow your car for one night. I can't do it. Come on. Why do you need my car? Because I need it. I'm like, come on, why? I need, bro, why you put me through this? One night. I'll do whatever the fuck you want. I'll never write you out. And they'll torment you for, no. Then you tell them, listen, this girl, you want to fuck in my car? Not fuck. I want to suck her tits. Get the fuck out. Get the fuck. Go suck your tits at your house, you stupid fuck. And you're like, okay. It was hysterical. You even tried to borrow a car for 3 hours. I want to impress. I want to take her around the car.
Oh, yeah. The first time I fooled around and it wasn't outside or in something with wheels on it. I mean, Jesus. Especially, you live in Jersey. You must have been fucking around a lot of cars.
No, outside.
Yeah.
Outside. The night my mother died, I sucked these tits that were one of the biggest tits that you ever saw in your life. She was like, I was a sophomore, she was a senior. and I was in a hit of acid, and I was just sucking her tits like it was she had big aortas. That was the first time I saw that.
Areola.
She had those big 70s.
Aortas.
You know those big 70s
Yeah,
tits?
right.
She had 1970 tits from Playboy, the
Yeah.
big aorta with the fucking small nipple. Perfect. What's it called?
Areola. Areola. In your heart.
Areola's the circle, right? Yeah. Okay, the circle, not the nipple. I'm learning something here, you know what I'm saying?
There's kids who listen to this. We need to tell them the right way.
The night your mother died, you were on acid sucking a girl's tits?
Earlier, 2 hours, 4 hours.
Oh, before you knew.
Oh, yeah, before I knew.
That's right. That's right.
Acid.
I remember that.
Cops
that.
came, I took off.
Yeah.
A girl that knew the neighborhood said, follow me. I thought more people. And then, so we walked for a little while, and the cops disappeared. And then we cut. I'll never forget that street. It's still there. It's still the same way. We cut through there, and we got to a house, and she goes, we could hide in the back. And I knew a couple people who had been with her already. They didn't bang her, but stuff happened. I didn't know what happened. So I went up there very innocently. I was tripping on acid. And next thing you know, we kept sitting closer to each other. And next thing you know, we're swapping spit, and I got to sit out in this fucking mosquito net. You know those mosquito homes people had in Jersey? You go out there and sit, and the mosquitoes won't bother you.
For people who don't know,
I don't know.
it's like a little mini tent
Yeah.
you put in your
Are
backyard.
you serious?
Yes.
So you can like put some
Like a
chairs
little,
down.
like a little gazebo.
It's like a gazebo. So I'm back there with the pool furniture.
How romantic.
Everything's back there put away. We got a tiptoe back there. It just snowed 2 days earlier. And I'm back there sucking those tits like a fucking, like one of those Ethiopian kids. When they save them, they show up with a tit machine.
The tit machine.
You ever see when they show up with a tit machine?
No, that's not a machine.
I've never seen that.
It's tremendous. They show a picture of the woman who donated the milk and you suck it.
You mean a bottle? Is that a tit
It's
machine?
a machine. You put your lips on there and look at the lady's picture and you thank her like Jesus, whatever the fuck you do. You haven't had a meal 4 days. Somebody gives you that breast milk. What would you say? Nothing. You're sucking that tit till the wrinkles come out.
Oh my
right.
god.
That's right. Working a hand underneath.
Who the fuck you think you're dealing with? You know what I'm saying? These people don't know dick about dick. I got a couple dates. I'll be in Tampa Thursday night. We ain't fucking around. Listen, if you live in the Tampa, Sarasota, Clearwater area, we're not fucking around this weekend over there, all right? Bring your guns, bring it all. We're taking improv.com. Go to Tampa, click on Uncle Joey. That's going to fucking save your weekend. I'm ready to go. I'm taking a 4-hour flight. I'm ready to spit in somebody's fucking face. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm ready to go. And then the following week, I got Lexington, Kentucky on Broadway.
Nice. That's a good club.
That's a good fucking club. Last time some guy said, fuck you, fat motherfucker. We're Christians. And he walked out. Only in Lexington, Kentucky.
He'll be back.
What's your plans? You want to write another show? You gonna write your own shit?
I want to get excited about doing another 1 hour special. I got the hour together, and I'm putting it on tape over the next couple weeks, and then we're gonna go out and see where we can sell it. But I feel like it's been 2.5 years of working on this act. I'm ready to fucking put it up and put it behind me because it's solid. It's all transition. It's all chunks. It's ready. And I'm not going to be doing it in 6 months.
Oh.
And then make a T-shirt.
That's it.
You sell T-shirts, right?
No, I sell them online.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I sell T-shirts online.
Yeah,
I can't sell
I
them
don't have
after
any.
the show. When
I
I did coke, I couldn't sell them after the show.
No, I mean online. I got to make a T-shirt.
How to make a T-shirt? You're the fucking great Fitz. You know what I'm saying?
Grapefruit Simmons.
Yeah, the fucking the Irishman.
Yeah.
AKA before the movie comes out, stake your claim. Smack these hoes. Set your mark and enforce it.
So you write all that on one T-shirt?
Yeah, set your mark and enforce it. That's Scarface. You gotta get permission from Paramount. Next thing you know, you get Harvey Weinstein's coming to your house to collect with a fucking jar of Vaseline and a young boy from Thailand with a missing eye. You know what I'm saying? Can you imagine Harvey Weinstein walks over to your house, knocks on your door A little Asian boy with a missing eye. Can I talk to you, Greg? What's going on here? Listen, I got this big project coming up. You'll be the executive producer. I want to fuck this little kid in the ass. I need for you to take some pictures. Greg, this job pays 600 G's up front and residuals. Just take 3-4 pictures. Nobody will know nothing.
3 or 4 pictures.
3 or 4 pictures. I have my office send over the contract on Monday.
Why does he only have one eye?
I don't know. He lost it on the travel, Things happen. You fall on your head in the boat.
Because the story wasn't sad enough already?
I don't fucking
know. He had to
know.
take his eye out?
That's the next thing that's going to come out about Harvey Weinstein. That's what they're going to go when they raid. He's already starting to burn his shit.
Yeah.
If he fucking is that much of a pervert, he's got pictures.
Oh, yeah.
He's got cameras lined up. That dude's been taking pictures. He's got a picture of Gwyneth Paltrow's pussy. I know he does. That little skinny, bony fucking thing.
Oh, yeah.
Now they all want to speak up against him and shit. The other one, Angelina Jolie, said he accused her, and the other one, the fuck
Gwyneth Paltrow?
Yeah, Gwyneth Paltrow. What are you going to do? For years you hit it back, now you're going to tell us. And then the other one won the Academy Award and went up there and thanked him.
Yeah.
So you got no credibility, fucko.
Yeah, I know. It is a
Why don't
little
you go
late.
up there and say Harvey Weinstein's been sucking little Asian dicks over at Greg Fitzsimmons' house. The kid don't even know where. He's got an eye. You don't know where he's going. All he sees is fucking lights. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Lee? You look confused.
No, I'm fine.
All right, just checking with you.
What do you want tonight, Lee?
Huh?
You take any mushrooms or
I
pot?
took a little bit of everything.
Feeling good?
Yeah, I feel
How the
fine.
mushrooms feeling?
I don't know. I feel a little
Did you
bit
see
weird.
anything?
No, not
Are
really.
they bad? Did you taste anything?
The texture's not great, but no, there was no real weird
Who
taste.
takes care of you like your Uncle Joey? Tell the people on the microphone right now. Who takes care of you like me?
No one.
All right.
No one does this but you.
You told me you want mushrooms, you don't want it to taste like shit. I went out of my way to get them direct to you from the fucking farm. You
I
follow me?
appreciate it. Thank
That's
you.
the type of motherfucker I am. You know what I'm saying? Your wish is my command.
Farm to table.
That's it. All the way to fucking Pittsburgh. You know what I'm saying? I flew them in. There you have it. Direct from the farm. You want the rest of them, Greg? Take them home.
Not me.
What do you give a fuck? Take them home, have a party with your wife. Dose it. Who gives a shit? Put it in the middle of lasagna on New Year's Eve. No one know nothing.
I bring Harvey Weinstein over.
Yeah, bring Harvey Weinstein.
Lasagna.
Or put on the Harvey Weinstein mask. Nobody knows nothing. Give it like a Trick Cosby. Nobody knows nothing. Right now is the time to attack women with a Harvey Weinstein mask on.
Yeah.
If you're going to do it. Tonight I'd be out there stalking bitches with a suit on.
Is that a
I'm
Halloween
Harvey Weinstein.
costume? You think people are going to wear that for Halloween?
Oh, fuck yeah. With a camera.
Yeah.
Please. But tonight I would go out with a Harvey Feinstein face and wear a suit, go out to Santa Monica and stab a motherfucker. I want my career back and just stab him and leave and take the mask off. All points bulletin. I'm looking for Harvey Feinstein, whatever his fucking name is. Let him go to jail for a few weeks and shit. We saw you. No, you didn't. I was at counseling.
I was in
No,
counseling.
you weren't in fucking
I'm a dinosaur. I got to catch up with these modern ways. That's what he said.
I grew up in the 60s and 70s. You know how we talk in the 60s and 70s. Listen, I grew up in the 60s and 70s. I say some fucked up shit. A couple of years ago, some girl, I shook her hand. She worked at a club. And I shook her hand. I had met her before. And I go, you still work here? I remember you. She goes, I remember you too. You grabbed my pussy one night. And I go, what are you talking about? I go, you got me confused because I don't even come here. I come here twice a year, flappers. And trust me, I just wouldn't reach out and grab your pussy. If I was doing coke, you're taking your chances if you're in the room with me. You know what I'm saying? When I had an 8-ball in me, you come in here with a miniskirt, that's a long 10-second walk in and out. I go to bars and just salivate over those waitresses. Like I was going to, like fucking Henry, no, what's the other guy? He had the Volkswagen, he was killing bitches everywhere. From Seattle to Florida.
Right. Not Dahmer.
That cocaine makes you, evil.
Yeah.
So when you're in a bar and a girl gives you a look, what's a regular look to you is a look to me that means I'm going to suck your dick. Like we really believe the strip club thing when you're on coke. Mm-hmm. She said, we'll meet her at Denny's at 2 o'clock. We'll wait for her. She loves me, dog. She's going to leave her husband. And your friend's like, oh.
Yeah.
You know what, bro? I'm gonna leave you right here. You meet your fucking girlfriend. And... No, it's a sick fucking thing when you get that delusion.
Yeah.
Lee, what are we doing this weekend?
This weekend.
No plans, no dog show, no Blue Apron contest.
None that I'm aware of yet. No, I don't think I have any plans.
No plans?
No, I have therapy on Friday. That's it.
Good for you. You were going to talk about therapy tonight. You just went back. Good for you. We had a discussion about that a while back. I'm talking to you. What are you looking at the table for? He said,
Big day, man. Big day. First day back in therapy in years. Walked in, got my therapist. She's this really old. She's an old lady, and she's Native American. And she just gets me. You know, she's great.
How long have you been with her?
I did.
I used to go for... I went for a few years, and then I stopped for... I think she said it's been 6 years since I've seen her. And then she told me that I should be taking... what's that stuff? The pot that doesn't have any...
CBD.
See, she told me to start taking CBDs every day. She goes, but don't tell anybody I told you that. I said, all right. So I went home, I took some CBDs. I had a bunch that Pete Holmes gave me a whole... He sponsors it. I think the same stuff that Rogan does. It's good shit.
Good shit.
Yeah.
It takes care of you. Sometimes I forget. I take an aspirin or something. Something hurts. I go, wait a second. I got that CBD in the fucking cabinet.
Yeah.
And the pain, you forget about it, but the next morning, it's how you feel.
Yeah.
That's what I like about the CBD fucking. That's... I don't know anything about it. People always hit me up and want to know. I don't know really much about it. I know how it works for a fat fuck who tries to work out. I don't know how it works for, other things, other ailments.
I feel a little high from it, which you're not supposed to. They say that there's no properties that should make you high, and I said that to her, and she goes, well, it's probably because the stress you're normally feeling is gone when you take the CBDs, and so you actually feel high relative to how you normally feel. I said, all right, I'll take that.
That's a good explanation.
Yeah.
That'll work for me, man.
Yeah. So I got about 4 giant bottles of that lined up. I'll be doing that every day for a while. And, visualizing. She said we got to do a lot of visualizing. The way, sports psychologists, they tell you to see yourself getting up to the plate, watching the ball, swinging at the ball, hitting the ball, whatever. She said the same thing with life. You can picture how situations are going to play out, and you run it through your head enough times, it starts to happen that way because you allow it to happen that way.
It's a good train of thought.
Yeah.
It really is. No, that's always... You always see yourself like that. When you go on a diet, you look at a picture of yourself, what you used to be, and you know what, I want to get that thing soon.
And she said it's just repetition. The more you think it, the more you create new pathways in your brain, and it happens.
You're an interesting dude, Greg Fitzsimmons. That's why I love you to death.
Thanks,
shit.
man. Love you too.
When I called you a few months ago, you told me you were out of town. I was happy for you. That's a great show for you.
Yeah.
You know the life. You know Pete Holmes,
Right.
Easy to write. He's a stand-up comic on the way up. Jesus Christ.
Right.
We all have some input on that. It's over. That's lights out. That's a great show,
Yeah.
I'm proud of you.
Thanks, man.
You're a fucking savage. What do you think about Lee? He looking good, ain't he?
He does. He dropped some serious... First thing I noticed, he came down those stairs, and I said, Jesus. Not only looks lighter, but he looks brighter.
No, he's a different fucking man. He's taking vitamins. He's doing the whole thing. He's doing the kettlebells. He's doing the...
You're doing the kettlebells?
I did for a while. I did for like 6 months last year. I did it 3 days a week.
Listen, I'm lying about you.
You
gotta fuck my story.
But I'm trying. But he came a year ago, so I'm doing a little bit. I'm doing better than when I was last year.
Yeah.
You sure?
Yes.
Don't be bullshitting me.
You taking long walks?
No, but I went to the gym. I did an hour on the elliptical today.
Oh, that's amazing. An hour. Jesus Christ.
Man, today my back hurt. I went to the chiropractor yesterday. I'm sitting there writing at the coffee shop, and I got home. I go, what the fuck am I going to do? Put ice on my back. I go, fuck that. I put my running sneakers on, and I fucking put my iPod on, and I went for the walk of death. I went around that park 3 times. You know what? I wasn't huffing and puffing. When I got home, my shirt was drenched.
Yeah.
It feels nice to go for a walk once in a while.
Oh, yeah.
Do it over there. I'm in pain, too. As soon as I went home, I used that spray.
Yeah.
I was in fucking pain. Everything hurts. Knees, shin bones. the lower back. So I went home. I took a shower, and I was right there in the bathroom. I hit 6 under my tongue. I feel a little better now.
Yeah.
Am I high? Who the fuck knows? Who cares? Just add it to the body count at this point. You follow me? Listen, like I told you in the beginning of the show, and I'm not fooling around with you, Lyft believes that being a ride-sharing driver should be fun. If you're having a good time, so are your passengers. And that's what everybody says about Lyft. Everybody says Lyft drivers are the best drivers out there. Now, Lyft knows that their drivers are what keep them moving, so they do everything they can to make sure their drivers are happy on every trip. It's a simple formula. Happy drivers means happy passengers. Maybe that's why 9 out of 10 Lyft rides get a perfect 5 rating. You can earn hundreds of dollars a week, plus tips. You want to earn more money? Drive more. It's never been easier to give yourself a raise. Lyft was the first rideshare platform with tipping built right into the app, because getting tips shouldn't depend on your passenger having a crumpled bill in his pocket that he did blow out of 2 years ago. You keep 100% of the tips, and they add up fast. Drivers have been paid over $200 million since the feature was introduced.
Wow.
And Express Pay lets you get paid almost instantly instead of waiting for weeks for a check like some Mortovan. Lyft has even taken the guesswork out of pickups. The new app device uses color coding to help passengers find their drivers. Listen, knock it off. Join the ride-sharing company that believes in treating its people better. Go to lyft.com/Joey, Joey, today, right now. Stop it. Get up. Do something. You can get a $500 new driver bonus. That's lyft.com/Joey. Lyft.com/Joey. Go there right now. Limited time only. Terms apply. What do you think you're dealing with? You know what I'm saying? Some novice here?
That was a good pitch.
You know I don't fuck around. I'm over here talking to these people from the heart.
I'm taking a lift home tonight. I'm going to give him a little extra.
Always. Why play games? You understand me? Lee Syatt, the truth. When you went on your little Blue Apron diet, you looked good, you lost weight, you were doing it, you were sticking to it. Then Paula got the job, you got busy. But how good was Blue Apron?
It's great, and they're making it even better. They've made it so you don't have to get all through recipes now. They have a ton more recipes to look at, and the food's always fresh. And even better, they have amazing customer service. My dad was just saying the other day, if you ever have an issue, which you rarely do, you call them out, you email them or you call them, and they're amazing and nice to deal with. So that means they're amazing.
I've heard that quick. They don't play games, which is what you want, old school style.
It's an amazing company.
What does Blue Apron offer you? It's affordable. For less than $10 per person per meal, Blue Apron delivers seasonal recipes along with proportioned ingredients to make your delicious home-cooked meals. It's flexible. You customize your recipes each week based on your preference. Blue Apron has several delivery options so you can choose what fits your needs. And there's no weekly commitment, so you only get deliveries when you want them. Each meal comes in a step-by-step, easy-to-follow recipe card. And their pre-portioned ingredients can be prepared in 40 minutes or less. Sorry about that. Did you hear me before? It's easy also. Each meal comes with a step-by-step, easy-to-follow recipe card and proportioned ingredients and can be prepared in 40 minutes or less. The guarantee is beautiful. Blue Apron's freshness guarantee promises that every ingredient in your delivery arrives ready to cook, or they'll make it right. And you heard Lee, it's tremendous customer service. You're in good hands. So do me a favor. Check out this week's menu and get 30% off your first meal for free. You understand me? Free. Whether it's seafood, the beef, the chicken, the pork, you're going to love it. Right now, I'm going to check out this week's menu. Get 30% off your first meal with free shipping to boot by going to blueapron.com/Joey. Listen, you're going to love it getting delivered to your house. You're going to love how good it feels and how good it tastes. And you're going to love how good you are creating incredible home-cooked meals with Blue Apron. So listen, don't wait. What are you waiting for? That's blueapron.com/Joey. Again, $30 off your first meal with free shipping. blueapron.com/Joey. A better way to cook. All right, one more time for my brother there, the Irishman. One more time for the fucking Christ killer, my main man. I love you, motherfuckers. Have a great week. I'll see you guys in Tampa. Don't forget about me, cocksuckers. Bring the reefer. And I'll see you next week in Lexington, Kentucky on Broadway, all right? So have a great weekend. Stay black. See you Monday, motherfuckers. Love you.
What'd you say?